Yeah!
What's up, Matt?
Not a whole lot, man. Another day in paradise.
We're in Porchville. The gang's all here. We've got Carl Oliver from the Twisted Dragon Forge episode is back with us. How you doing, Carl?
What's up? What's up?
What's up? Resident conspiracy theorist David Borah.
Woo!
Cosmic Phoenix. And our good friend and longtime fan of the show, first time in, welcome, Mr. Shane Carlton. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How y'all doing?
Excellent. Excellent. You sound great. You sound great on that microphone, like you've been doing this.
Well, right now I've
20
just
years.
started drinking, so
Yeah,
wait until later.
We're
The slurs are coming.
we're like maybe a glass or two ahead, maybe.
Yeah, you better catch up, man. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a glass.
It's
right.
Porch Night. It's Porch Night in Porchville. This is kind of the whole like inception behind Porchville. Was you just put a bunch of folks on the porch and we hang out. You know, and Shane, I know you said earlier before we were getting started that's kind of what drew you in, was that vibe. You know
what's drawing me in?
What's that?
Nick's nipples.
You like that? You like that? Earlier before we got here, I wasn't wearing a shirt, and I got up. I said, "Man, I got to put a shirt on." It's
a Hawaiian shirt.
It's
and nothing else.
You know, I got to
And it's
present
open.
well. Yeah,
Yeah, because his nipples are saying aloha.
and I put the shirt on, but I didn't button it. And Matt thought that was funny. I said, "I'm not a savage, man. It's fucking hot."
No, I told you not to even put a shirt on in the first place.
Yeah, but that's I felt like a shirt was necessary.
Got to cover up the shoulders.
I got to go with the vibe.
Your shoulders are very unnecessary.
Oh, are they?
Your
Yeah.
hips are unnecessary.
What?
Oh, that was rude.
The what? Why are you looking at his hips?
I don't know. I thought it was just the opposite.
Well,
of
I look
shoulders.
at his hips because they're fucking eye level.
Yeah, he's like
I'm
half
short as shit.
He's like half a Sasquatch
Yeah,
tall.
I know.
Well, then I'm looking at his knees.
I'm looking at his Jack's Link.
Well, man.
So there is so much to talk about. We've got, first off, we should talk about some of this whiskey we've got here.
Yeah.
So we're drinking. I just finished off the Widow Jane, by the way, which is the first runner-up in the first whiskey challenge episode. I just finished that last bottle, so it was delicious all the way to the end. Now, what am I drinking here, David?
This is called Stolen Rock and Rye, and it's aged American rye whiskey with raw honey and orange peel.
It's called Stolen because he.
Stolen.
That's how I got it.
Yeah, I did. 5-finger discount. Yeah.
That's a
You sound
conspiracy
so
theory.
professional when you say that. You should be doing some more Cosmic Phoenix podcasts, man. When are we gonna hear those?
Oh man, I'll start coming out with them pretty soon.
And you're you and Matt are gonna do one.
Matt is gonna be my co-host.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know. It's gonna be amazing.
I am excited for that though.
Always the co-host, never the bride.
Should there
Well,
be?
you can be the host. I'll be the co-host.
I think
don't
there
mind.
should be a video component to
greedy.
this because I feel like
Every other
I feel like there's going to be
podcast
blood.
I've made, for the most part, 90% of them have been a video that I extracted the audio from.
Right.
So yeah, that would be good. We could shoot guns. We could run through the woods. We can look for a Sasquatch. Whatever.
You had me at shooting guns.
Good deal.
And then Sasquatch was just a cherry on top.
Yeah.
Carl, you said you saw a Sasquatch, man.
I saw
A skunk ape.
Skunk ape.
Skunk ape.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
So I used to travel up and down the coast and up east to west,
Yeah.
doing some business. And I was on Alligator Alley, and that's a road that goes from Naples to Miami.
Right.
Middle of the Everglades.
And, yeah, in the middle of the Everglades. And they have like these high fences on either side to keep
the
wildlife.
alligators out.
I'm
Yeah.
familiar with them. Yeah.
To keep stupid people from going over and whatever. But
How many people you think go over that fence every year?
I don't know how many times you went over it, Matt.
voluntarily?
Yeah, the mob does operate in South Florida, I think.
Yeah, I said I was doing some business. Hey.
But
But
Shane was just asking me like how many times I've actually jumped over that fence, which I believe is supposed to be a swamp ape reference.
Is that what your father was? Like,
Do I smell that
half
bad?
swamp
Do I
skunk
really
ape?
smell that bad? I took a shower, man.
Yeah,
At
don't you
least,
don't you secrete like some odor, like just
it's his pheromones.
naturally?
It's his mating pheromones.
I mean, it's not very often that I shower. I mean, like it was probably like maybe like I don't know, like February, but I mean, I don't think I smell that bad. Like where you could.
I mean, you jumped in the pool a few times since then too. So washes the funk off you.
You honestly look like that guy from Happy Gilmore that his caddy whenever he washes in the lake.
Oh, perfect.
You look like that.
Yes.
Are we starting the roast early?
Oh, jeez.
I think it curves a little to the left. No, you're just wearing one shoe.
Dude, I only washed my underwear in the ball golf washing station once. That was just one time.
It's because you got kicked out for it.
That's why I don't go golfing anymore.
So what did the skunk ape look like? We got off track.
Yes,
well,
yes,
well,
we did.
I was driving. It was in the middle of the night, and there was like 3 cars behind me. They were following me, and we were just a group. And I saw something on the side of the road, and it was huge. I mean, bigger than Matt.
Yeah.
And it was
Like his dad.
It was a dark. Yeah. But it was in the median. It was in the median, and then it took off running in front of the car. So I slammed on the brakes. Everybody else slammed the brakes behind me. We got out, and nobody saw it except for me. And I swear I wasn't drinking. But we couldn't find anything, so it must have cleared the fence. But, yeah, it was weird.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
That's why everybody needs fucking dash cams
Yeah, exactly.
for shit like
or a
that.
Tesla.
Or a Tesla.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah, save the planet and catch a Sasquatch
Yeah, on camera.
or
Sensory
skunk
mode.
ape or.
Keep summer safe.
Do you believe in the do you believe in the Sasquatch, David?
I do.
Yeah.
Simply because, it's my understanding, there are stories.
If there was a
pretty much
Sasquatch here, he would pull that microphone closer to your face right now.
Yeah, you probably would. You might smack me in the back of the head. I believe in it simply because there are stories about the Sasquatch or Yeti or whatever in pretty much every culture around the world. From Nepal, where you have Yeti, the snow Sasquatch, basically.
Yeah.
And then if you go to the Amazon, to some of the uncontacted tribes down there, if you talk to them, they'll basically say, oh, yeah, the hairy people that live in the woods, they keep to themselves, we keep to ourselves, that's fine. So pretty much anywhere you go on Earth, they have stories about these type of people that have been uninfluenced from TV or media or anything. So in my opinion, the only way that's possible is if there is a real Sasquatch that exists probably all over the Earth and is very good at hiding.
Well, and wasn't it just like 50 or 60 years ago that like they actually discovered like the silverback gorillas? Isn't that a thing? Or like 100
Maybe
years ago?
in Congo.
Well,
It was
back
like
in,
a fairly recent, like oddly recent time frame that.
Is that
that
something
those
Joe Rogan
animals were
talked about?
discovered. I don't
I
know.
think.
I know. I heard him talking about gorillas.
well,
but
there was a giant gorilla that they discovered called Gigantopithecus,
yeah,
which was a very large gorilla that walked on its,
on
like
its hind legs.
Yeah, well, walked like more like a man.
More like a man.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, I believe in them. I think it's more likely that they exist.
I
and
believe
they're
him
just-
because
they're
he
just
used
kind
a
of covered
really
up.
smart word. What was it?
Gigantopithecus.
Yeah, I believe him just because he used.
That's
that
what I call
word
my
and-
penis.
well, it's kind of like the
Just
UFO.
kidding.
It's kind of like the UFO thing, right? Like UFOs, in my opinion, they keep secret because their technology is the way they
It
travel.
doesn't look like they're keeping it secret though very well these days.
there is a theory that that Sasquatch is, or Bigfoot is, a dimensional being.
Yeah, it can travel. That makes sense.
And that's why nobody can really get clear pictures of them, or they disappear, or
Well, the other thing is, I think that if they're real and the government knows they're real, if they were to come out and say, yeah, they're real, then we'd have to protect all the forests because it's their
Exactly.
home, supposedly. So it's easier for them to say, no, they don't exist, or we don't know anything, so they can keep cutting down trees.
yeah,
for
building
profit.
pipelines.
Yeah, I think that's why they don't exist officially. Same thing as aliens is that if they do exist officially, then people ask questions and it changes the financial landscape of the Earth, sort of.
It changes everything.
But they said
Aliens, yeah.
off-world vehicles and shit. Like, did you see
0
that?
point
Yeah,
energy.
I've seen
See
that.
where they said they found, what was it?
0 point energy. Basically creating energy from the quantum foam. It's like creating energy out of nothing, sort of. It's like unlimited energy for free, and it makes Shell, Exxon, BP, solar, everything obsolete because you could just make a little device that you could fit in a watch, a car, or even a giant power station or a house and power an entire house, car, anything for free, just using the energy that's
Pulling
around
from
us at all
gravity.
times. Yeah.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, free energy. And that free energy actually does allow you to like time travel too. It's enough power to be able to like move through space time.
Well,
pretty
you,
cool.
you heard the theory about Trump's uncle.
Not
No.
a theory. Trump's
Well,
uncle,
okay.
John Trump, was the FBI agent that raided Tesla's office and basically took some of his patents and just some of his documents and maybe even experiments and everything.
What?
Yeah.
Donald Trump, the president, his uncle,
His
so
uncle.
his dad's brother,
John
was
Trump.
was an FBI agent.
And he raided Nikola Tesla's
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah, in like the
The
1930s,
19 some way back then.
40s,
Yeah,
50s,
holy
30s,
shit.
something like that.
That's
40s.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's where you get like the book with that
Baron Trump,
Baron
the
Trump's
last
mentioned
president.
it, the last
Why do,
president.
you, why do you think all
That's
this
weird
shit's
shit.
like?
Time
man.
travel.
Why do you think all this shit's always so connected? Like all these people that you always.
I think we're in a matrix.
Yeah,
Dude.
and I think right now the simulation is kind of short circuiting.
Yeah.
And
'Cause people
it's
are
like
waking up.
like a million movies going on at one time.
I don't know, man.
So
I'll
we're
be
gonna
honest.
I want to
crazy
break the matrix.
like Matrix, like we're just some pod thing, like that kind of thing. Or?
No, I think matrix like this, like
because I think we're living life.
We think of reality as like solid around us and
Yeah.
stuff, but it's not solid. We're in a hologram and it feels solid while we're in it.
Allegedly,
But being in a light hologram universe, it means every future and past, basically every possibility in the future and past exists, and we're just kind of in one central present that seems solid, but every possibility exists forward and backward,
theoretically.
sort of, and time doesn't really exist.
Yeah, and then there's it glitches, and that's where like you get the Mandela effects, and
Or maybe we're just animals who figured some shit out, figured out how to make computers and cartoons, and one of these days a big fucking asteroid's going to hit us right in the center and clear it all out and start over.
Unless we get off the planet before that.
Or maybe, I mean, I don't know. You think we will?
I think the only way. So Stephen
What
Stephen Hawking's last paper before he died basically said that the only way for general relativity and quantum physics to exist and basically the math to add up and mesh is if we're in a hologram. So basically, things around us aren't solid. We're just in a hologram, but it's real for us. But that's how everything. The only way for time travel and everything to be possible is if we are in a hologram where everything forward and back isn't set in stone and there's unlimited possibilities.
You're blowing my fucking mind.
well, who do you think's controlling the hologram? Who do you think? is-
At the macro level, like giant hologram, like if we're not in a subset of a hologram, then it's kind of like God. It's kind of like the Force in Star Wars. Like there's the, good versus evil. But I mean, I think that who's controlling it isn't like, they're like it could be this, right? God created a massive hologram that everything exists in, and then some super intelligent aliens somehow existed, and then they created another sort of universe that we live in as humans. That's possible, but at the toppest level, it's kind of like God. It's kind of like an omnipotent force that just binds everything together. Like
I
glue.
love
Or-
that he just said some wild
Well-
shit and finished with "it's possible."
or it was a created program, and then it became intelligent, and it's controlling itself now.
Well, I don't know, man. Like,
I mean-
I punched a tree one
you
time,
did. True story.
and I broke my hand,
Factual.
and that felt pretty freaking real to me, man.
Dude, I stole some shit when I was messed up on drugs and went to jail for 6 months, and I couldn't get out of that room for 6 months. It's real. Like, this place is solid and exists, but there's something more to it.
What'd you steal?
Like, I was messed up on drugs and stole some stuff from some cars in a parking lot, but it was like golf clubs, like a pillow, like a wallet, a cell phone, a golf.
Survival.
Just no, I was really messed up. Other shit was going wrong in my life at the time, and
Did you have to pay it back?
well, I got caught like basically red-handed. So basically, everybody I got caught with the stuff. So the cops just gave it back to the people, and I just sat in jail. Learned my lesson.
How long?
6 months. Well, I got sentenced to a year and got out a little early to go to rehab.
That sucks.
Everything. Yeah, it changed my life
That's good.
for the better.
So I mean, that's the good thing that comes out of it.
There's always a silver lining. And there it is.
For sure.
Generally.
In most cases.
Yeah.
Shane, you
Seen any jetpacks?
I just saw you buying a new place, getting something built here coming up, man. How about that?
Yeah, over in
pretty
High
dope.
Springs.
Yeah.
So I think I'm already hitting that Springs County line. I'm already in that, but I want to
Yeah.
make sure that was really in it if actually it goes down.
Well,
so.
you know, Matt and I are heading out to High Springs tomorrow because there's a event going on at Dr. Jack's Chiropractic or something like
it's
that.
a chiropractor.
Out in High Springs, Four Springs County. So we're heading out there to host that in the morning. So hopefully, I mean, we got a bunch of whiskey to drink
Wake
here.
up in
So
time.
we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully we'll be there, Tim. No promise.
I'll be at Harley tomorrow drinking beer.
Excellent.
I live right next to that place.
So now, what are you doing? What's the process? How long have you been at this?
We were looking probably just really about a good month. The realtor that we have is a friend of my wife's. Used to work with her, so we just got on board with him, and a great guy. He kind of shot some houses, and my wife was looking around as well, and I'm not sure exactly who found this place, but it's just a development community. And because we couldn't really find anything big enough, I got 3 boys. So, you know, we went and seen a couple of houses, and my wife's like, yeah, this is nice, you know. And I'm like, babe, really think about it. You know, we got a couch here, we got a TV here, we got 3 grown
Three boys. It's gonna get a lot tighter.
My oldest is definitely like a superstar in sports, so he's gonna have a lot of friends over.
And you got to
I'm
get
like,
them
this
out
is not
running
enough room.
around. You got space out there to move around and all that.
Exactly.
That's the way to go, man.
So
that's the way to go. Well, congratulations on getting that done.
I appreciate
It's
it.
pretty awesome.
Man, congratulations on this place. This
David.
place is awesome.
Oh, thank you very much. We moved over here a couple years ago, and started up Porchville. So I think my kids are yelling at each other. Which, that's what they're supposed to do. You got the 3 boys. They all school age?
I got a 10, 9, and 3.
Okay, so you got a couple that are going to school.
Yeah.
Are they
Yeah.
at home school or brick and
Yeah,
mortar?
doing the virtual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So am I.
Yeah, I just figured with everything going on, if I send them to school, that all it takes is one case, and they're going to shut the school down. Then I got to
Reevaluate everything.
Yeah, and then get them on a new schedule. And I'd rather just have a schedule and just stick with it.
We kind of figured, you know what, we'll do it first 9 weeks. If things are looking better, seeing how things pan out the first 9 weeks. And
Yeah, and I heard. I mean, that's as far as they've gotten is just the first 9 weeks, and then they're going to evaluate whether they keep the schools open further. So it's kind of ridiculous.
And now, did you guys see what our wonderful county passed today? So now we've got what, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we'll only have 9 people.
We're almost at our limit.
I have 4 imaginary friends.
Ooh,
They count?
yeah, that's going to be a problem because now Alachua County has said that anything over 10 people, you got to register
Indoors.
I can
You're
kill them.
playing
They're
indoors.
imaginary. you know?
But that doesn't account, or that doesn't matter where schools are related, restaurants, and stores. So
what about church?
I would imagine churches are still doing whatever the hell they're doing. I mean,
Online.
is that what they're doing? I haven't been to a church in like 30 years, so I couldn't tell you.
The last time I went to church is when I went to Vegas. I went to Sin City, went to a Donald Trump
That's right.
event, and then I went to church.
While you were evading capture.
Yeah. Temporarily. You know. Actually, I have a funny story that happened to me while I was there. Right. So right before I left, I had a friend I used to take to work, and then the day before I left, his wife or lady that lives with him or whatever misplaced a diamond ring that she had, and then she basically accused him of taking it. And then I picked him up the day before I left, and he's like, man, we had a terrible night. She accused me of taking this ring. Anyway, so I leave, go on my flight. I get a call the second day I'm there from like a detective saying, hey, this crazy lady's like saying that you stole her ring. And I'm like, no, man, it wasn't me. Anyway, when I got back a few days, like actually after I got out, she like texted me and she's like, oh yeah, sorry, I found it, my bad. But anyway, yeah, it was a crazy story. So while evading or whatever, had a call about that while I was in Vegas, and I'm like, nope, wasn't me. She's crazy.
I've never been to Vegas. I always wanted to go though.
Yeah,
I think
me-
one of
fun,
these
though.
days.
Me too. Yeah.
One of these days we'll make it out there.
How about all of us go?
Hey, yeah, we plan a
Well,
trip right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a
Let's do it.
Porchville,
Vegas. edition.
Vegas
Invasion.
trip.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what. But,
Just,
yeah, we'll
just
do
don't,
something.
Don't tell my wife. I doubt she's gonna listen to this episode.
Well,
What happens
Oh,
in Vegas
I
stays
bet
in
you she's
Vegas.
gonna. I bet you this is the one she's gonna listen to.
Exactly.
You already know. She wait for Shane to go to sleep. Better hope she ain't waking. You hope you ain't waking up with her like leaning over you, Goodfellas style.
I was fixing to say. you had to finish with the Goodfellas part.
Is
You got
not-
a,
is
you
that
got
not
a
one of the
horse
best?
head in the bed next to you,
It's
and,
the
and there's like a
Godfather,
little
man. That's
tag
the
just like
Godfather.
hanging off of like the horse's face.
I was
saying,
talking
I know what you
about-
did last
I was
night.
talking about Lorraine Bracco when she is
I'm
straddling
trying to
him
make
with
it-
the gun
Lorraine
in the
Bobbitt?
in the forehead.
Dude, I know what you're
Lorraine
talking about.
Bobbitt.
I was trying to make it a little bit more sinister.
Oh, well, horse head will do that.
A horse head with a tag on it. Like, I know what you did last night. And then he
I
has
thought that
to
was last
live with
summer.
that.
Wait, you could.
I know, but
Yeah.
come on, dude. You guys are not working with me.
Well, you're not giving him a lot to work with.
All right, well,
Kind of a blank canvas.
I was thinking about buying a jetpack.
Yeah.
I just don't have the money
God.
for it.
that was an
Jetpack.
excellent transition. Thank you, David.
What's up with that? The guy in L.A. Pilots in L.A.
I read an article that
Seeing-
said that a pilot saw a guy in a
It was
jetpack while
plural.
landing, and then he
Yeah,
beat
it
Yeah,
was-
there
it
was
was a
more than
Plural.
one.
It's like pilots.
Yeah, but they
so
said they
one
reported,
jetpack, multiple pilots.
Yeah.
not
Yes.
multiple jetpacks.
Well, they said
Yeah.
they reported it to the LAPD, and then LAPD, and they also reported to the FAA, but there's no records of either one.
So aliens, jetpacks. Like
No.
what the
Angels-
fuck?
Angels fly, right? They got wings.
I have my theory.
I mean, what's your theory?
All right, so I don't know if you've ever heard of the 160th SOAR of the
No.
U.S. Army.
No.
It's a Special Operations Aerial Reconnaissance
Okay.
team, or
I'm interested.
aerial regiment,
right.
and they specialize, or special operators, and they specialize in
What's it called again?
160th SOAR.
The fact checker.
They're called Night Stalkers. Okay, they specialize in.
David is all in over there, man. He is
in-
fucking eating it up.
They're all special forces trained.
Right.
They go through extended special forces training afterwards, and they're part of SOCOM, but it's the Army part of it.
So these are some bad motherfuckers.
Yeah.
is
So
what you're
yeah,
telling me.
and what they are, they're helicopter pilots.
Okay.
Okay, so they do urban invasions. They do heavy assaults. They do tactical extractions, infiltrations, all this stuff. They have been seen with their black helicopters going through streets of like L.A. and stuff like that. They can actually go low to the ground, like a foot off the ground, and drive with traffic. That's how good they are. They can go at 100 miles an hour and stop on a dime at 0, and their helicopters weighing just for.
It's a little four-seater helicopter,
do-
a little Eglin.
No,
right?
they do everything. They do the Chinooks. They've got special
What?
helicopters. They're assaults. They do sling, cargo. They do everything.
So it was one of them.
So
you think?
I think it was because in that time, this was in September, August 31st.
Yeah.
I believe
not
they were
sure.
doing a training in that area. So I'm thinking maybe they're working on a new wingsuit, like a new part halo jump maybe from a helicopter. Because helicopters can only go a certain amount, but they have helicopters.
How
that
much?
go
How
higher.
much technology?
Oh, dude!
Like how much how far advanced do you think that our government really is versus what they let us in on?
Oh, dude, they're probably 30 years ahead of what we know.
Really?
Yeah.
You think?
I mean, look at the. I took did a throwback Thursday on Facebook of me in the gym
Oh yeah.
about 8 years ago, and
saw
I had
that.
this little fucking phone
Yeah.
that was a flip phone.
It's a little
And
flip- yep.
I mean, we've got tiny computers in our hands that can shoot videos. I mean, when they used to go shoot footage in Afghanistan, they would take thousands of pounds of equipment with them. Now they can just take an iPhone.
Yeah.
So just technology, and that's what we see. That's what we're allowed to see. I mean,
The thing about this, supposedly there are underground tunnels that run from like Washington to Vegas to China Lake,
What?
like
oh yeah.
California
China Lake, oh my
to
goodness.
Oklahoma to
You
like all over the country.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
supposedly tunnels that have maglev trains that can travel 300-400 miles an hour.
Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up. What?
supposedly-
What?
supposedly
I
they
have
have
never
that.
heard of
You
this.
ever
So
heard
it was
the
to
like
ship
the
supplies
mysterious
and stuff like that
booms and
for
like,
areas, right?
Yeah, they could
articles
do
with
that, yeah.
like
Yeah.
people hear
They've been
these
digging
rumbling
since the
sounds that
50s.
Yep.
nobody
Yeah,
knows
they
what
never
they are.
stop.
Yeah.
It's digging tunnels underground. Come on.
What the?
Yeah.
Like,
You got crazy stuff, and underground there might not just be.
I mean, if you ask
people, there could be
Elon
other
Musk,
things
it's
down
pretty
there
easy
that
to dig a
aren't
fucking
human.
hole. So I mean, I guess it's not.
I mean, if a meth head can have a lab underneath ground, I mean, come on.
The meth heads, those
They have
those are some
nuclear
dedicated
powered
motherfuckers.
tunnel machines. Basically, machines that are like a nuclear powered submarine, but they make tunnels. They don't ever have to stop. They just keep going.
I know how to use a shovel.
But what's the purpose of having these trains underground?
So you can transport whatever you have that's secret without
Yep.
people seeing it.
Yeah.
What do you think they're transporting?
Everything.
Yeah, everything. People,
POTUS.
UFOs, aliens, whatever.
Not only that, but they can organize an area really quickly.
Well, even in like the Quran, it talks about there's like an ancient race of beings that live underground that in the end times finally break out or something. I mean, maybe they're actually aliens or other
The-
things that live in caverns and just maybe there's an inner Earth. Nobody's ever proven that the Earth's not hollow.
Well, I mean, look at Admiral Byrd when
Yeah.
he flew across Antarctica and he saw that big hole and he went inside of it. That's what he said.
What? I got to
So-
read the fuck up on that.
Yeah.
What's that all? What?
Well, Admiral Byrd, he was like the
Admiral
only
Byrd.
one who kind of flew across to Antarctic, and he noticed
Supposedly there's a
that
hole and you could fly into it,
Yeah.
and there's a whole race of beings living in there, and the Nazis and everything bought submarine bases and UFO bases down there. And
has its own
crazy stuff.
atmosphere, his own sun,
And that was a long time ago, right? That was
yeah,
The
well,
50s or 40s.
50, yeah.
Well, he died.
Well, 'cause
he
that
died in
was-
'57.
well, that was before Operation High Jump, which was in the 40s, late 40s.
Yeah.
So they had to be like in maybe early 40s, late 39. Damn.
This conversation just went in an entirely different direction than I thought it was going to tonight. But I'm very happy.
I mean,
it's
in
happening.
that aspect, how do you talk about Bermuda
Sasquatch.
Triangle and
Mhm.
stuff like that? I mean, it's probably all the same.
Yep.
Well, I know why the Bermuda Triangle. It's because I think there's a shape called the macabre. I think. Just imagine two pyramids put inside of each other, one facing up, one facing down, and if you could put them inside of each other equally, you would kind of have a four-sided pyramid, and it would kind of be like the Star of David, but three-dimensional, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So you'd have something like that.
Nope.
Whenever you, if that's the geometry of the planet, the round planet, whenever you put a round circle
Microphone.
on top, whenever you put a round circle exactly over the three-dimensional Star of David, which is two pyramids, equilateral pyramids put inside of each other, one facing up, one facing down, the Bermuda Triangle would be where one of the points out, and you'd also have one on every other side of the Earth, which they have the Bermuda Triangle, they have like the Asian Triangle, they have like some other triangle and some other triangle, which makes sense.
Yeah,
And
that
they have
definitely
them
makes
in
sense.
northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere
I've
too.
never heard that before, but that definitely makes sense
Yeah,
with everything else that I've heard. So
I think so.
Shit. I told you, man. I told you it was getting deep.
It's just getting real deep, man.
Oh, but yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I think the whole jetpack thing. It's 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is an alien. Maybe it's a member of this SOAR.
Yep.
Who knows? I'm all over the place.
and maybe all this
Anything's
stuff coming
possible.
out is just to distract us from elections.
Yeah. I can't. I honestly can't wait till this shit's over. I really can't.
It's
Me
not going to
either.
be over.
I mean,
if you're hearing the way,
this phase.
yeah.
You know, like it's like I don't even care. I'm just done with it. I don't even fucking care anymore.
it's like
Tired
ignorance
of it.
would be bliss right now.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
kind of to the point where I'm like, bring on the next month. Let's see what happens next month.
okay, so let's talk about October.
Let's bring on the Kraken.
Yeah.
Isn't there
have
a
you
full moon
heard-
on October 31st?
Yes.
But
Yes.
That's
have
kinda
you
cool.
heard? Anybody know? Do you know of Jordan Maxwell? You ever heard of him?
I know the name, but
No.
So he's deep into like cult theories, astrologically, astrology, Gnosticism, all that crap. And he has a friend who is into what they call deep astrology, which is the same astrology that Nostradamus used to predict events. Okay, so what he's saying, his friend said, is that it's kind of hard to explain, so I'll do it really quick.
Sure.
Basically, that the way the planets are aligning with Scorpio and Mars, which is the god of war, that basically in October, when they line up like that, it means things aren't going to go good. Okay, so
Of course it
basically they're
does.
saying like October is bringing major world depopulation. It's not the end of the world, but like there's even a website out there and that I can't find it. I've just heard about it, talking about what's supposed to happen.
Similar to the Bible code or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
they're
but it's
related,
not.
probably.
Yeah, it's not like. I mean, maybe it could be the start of the tribulation, or
I think we're already in the tribulation.
I do too. But
What's the tribulation? Explain that a
It's
little
like
bit.
in Revelation of the Bible.
In
it basically
Revelation.
it's the trials, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's like trials that we would all go through on an individual level, but also on a macro level around the same time. So whatever our demons are, drug addiction, sex addiction, whatever it may be, that sort of stuff is put in front of us as a test. If we're in a giant matrix, and then if the Bible knows the end of whatever and it tells us this is where you are, whatever, this is where you are as far as space time, then
But if the Bible, all right, so if we're just in a matrix, then the Bible and all that goes along
in
with
the
it,
Matrix,
wouldn't that just be
time
sort of made up?
Isn't linear. Time is 3D. So the future has happened,
Unless God is
and
Neo.
that information of the future happenings has been brought back to the present.
But what
in,
I mean
in the
is,
form of
what I mean is,
prophecy
like,
and
wouldn't it all just be a sham? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be real. It's just part of the Matrix.
Yeah.
So it's just.
if we're in a game, but it's a real game, like when we die, we die. We may regenerate and stuff, but when we die, there are rules to the game. I think.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think there has to be.
So you're saying that we
Otherwise
could
it can't
restart from the
coexist.
last checkpoint and just continue going?
well,
That would
No,
make
this is
sense
not
with
Mario.
reincarnation
It's a game.
in
This is
previous
not Mario.
lives. and,
here's where
you know,
here's where we're going wrong with it. We think, as Americans, we think everything American. So we think of anything that's the world's going to happen, or the end of the world's going to happen, the Antichrist is going to come. We're thinking he's going to be a U.S. politician or something, and that's not true. It could be anywhere. So we're thinking about the whole religion thing. There's more than just Christianity. There's so many religions in the world. You know, I'm a Christian myself. Okay, and but I not follow. Well,
you research.
I research and study different religions because
too.
it's interesting, you know, and compare them to Christianity. Like, there's so many different levels of Christianity, you know, like Catholicism.
I dated a
Pentecostal.
Muslim chick, and then I had to go to, like, what is it? Not temple. What do they call it? I don't know. But anyway, so I had to learn
tell us
Quran
more
and get
about this,
Qurans and stuff
Muslim
like that.
chick.
But
man,
but
she-
going on,
she was Kuwaiti.
going along with him, I was the same way. I got to a point in my life where everything was going wrong, and I was like, okay, if this was, you know, I grew up Baptist, Southern Baptist, and
Yeah.
if this is what my plan is, this is crap.
Yeah.
You know, let me check something out. So, you know, I checked out Buddhism. I checked out, you know, a lot of different things, and you know, full circle, I come back to, you know, being a Baptist, but it took me to do that, I think, really shaped me later on now in life
Yeah.
with regards to having, not saying that I put all my eggs in this basket, but, you know, there's similarities to all the religions.
Well,
So-
even if you go back to ancient civilizations like the Sumerians and the Anunnaki and all that stuff, and their story is similar to
Yeah.
the story of Adam and Eve, their creation.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Inky, their, you know,
similarities between all the
Gilgamesh
different
and
creation
the
And
stories.
the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Yeah, there's flood. You know, the Great Flood. There's several different iterations of that across, you know, religions. So
You know, I wrote a book about this stuff, sort of.
David Borah, conspiracy expert and author. What the fuck, man?
Self-published. I made a PDF. Right-click PDF. Boom. Published.
I want the
yeah.
PDF.
You know what? We did talk about that. I think you read us an excerpt from it the first time you came.
Maybe.
Possibly.
When I was in the mental ward place, the doctors were asking me questions about it or whatever.
Of course they were.
Well, were
man.
you reading it like you were a wizard?
No, not at all.
I love his journey. I really do. Like he's got one of the most amazing arcs.
Yeah, I
guess
thought people
that
were
we got.
chasing me, and like I thought I was in danger, and I wrote a book, so I was like, I got all this shit in my head.
And then he
if I
showed
die
up
or
here
something-
and he started talking about helicopters. Then a helicopter showed up and
Yeah.
we all fucking.
I've had a lot of weird stuff like that happen to me.
Dude, I was getting hairs coming up as that episode. Like,
Dude,
Yeah.
the weird thing is this, right? Like, so I do take medication from being in there 6 months ago, right? Now,
Yeah.
I'm not posting. I'm not really doing much. I'm not putting myself out there online. I'm not.
Yeah. Why not, man? I enjoy your content.
I'm
I-
saying probably the
'Cause
medication
of the
or whatever,
helicopters.
right?
Well, that
Yeah.
medication's
I was
probably
never scared of the
like-
helicopters because I thought they were on my side, right? But now that I'm continuing taking medication for 6 months, I don't see, or all the weird stuff has happened to me less. So maybe I'm really crazy and then the meds are working, or maybe it's just 'cause I don't pursue that stuff online and all that stuff. Maybe the helicopters stopped following me if they were, because I was posting a lot of weird stuff, tweeting at the CIA, doing a lot of weird things.
So they were like,
writing a lot of secrets.
he's
wait,
good now. Let's go over
wait.
here.
I think we
know?
just glossed over tweeting to the CIA.
Yeah, no, okay,
Well,
so
explain that.
it's on my Instagram. I'm one of the little highlights at the top.
Did they
Eclipse BB
respond?
Cooper. No, okay, so the CIA posted something about how they had the ox cart program, which was the SR-71 Blackbird. And they said, on this day in 1960, whatever, we did the ox cart program. And I tweeted back at them. I'm like, hey, I'm at this one. It's a picture that you've seen of me in Eglin, near where my grandparents lived. But I'm like, hey, this one says SR-71 on the plaque, but in reality, it's really the ox cart because it's only a one-seater rather than a two-seater. And just taking pictures of it, you can see that's really what it was. They just didn't have it right on the plaque. And I tweeted at the CIA, and I'm like, hey, this isn't even real. This isn't, this is one of yours. And they said there's only 12 of them out of like 40 or 50 in the whole U.S.
Right.
12 of them are the CIA version. The rest of them are two-seater. But point is, I tweeted at the CIA. I did a bunch of that multiple times, right? Like, tweeted at the CIA probably 10 or 15 times, like in their inaccuracies on Twitter and
Are you pointing out
Instagram.
their inaccuracies?
Yeah.
You
No,
are
no,
a
so I've done a
fucking
lot of weird-
savage, David
I've had a lot of
Borah.
weird stuff. Like I've tweeted to the president and had like a I wrote
We're definitely on a watch list
I
there.
wrote,
Yeah.
I wrote that book and called it Matrix 42, right? And I've just had a lot of so I get emails from the Trump campaign just for like donate here.
Yeah.
But then for some reason they have dynamic content, which is normal for everybody. Whenever they send me, hey, donate, it's like normally, hey, donate, 25, 50, 100, 500, whatever, right? When mine come, it says donate $42, donate 50, donate whatever. So they know my favorite number is 42, which is an easy merge variable to insert in marketing emails and stuff. But I'm pretty convinced, because I've tweeted at the president, I've tweeted at the Q, I'm pretty convinced that they've read the book or whatever. Because I talk about free energy, aliens, being inside of a hologram. I've talked about, Internet of Things. I talk about blockchain, Bitcoin. I tie all these crazy time travel, all these crazy concepts, aliens, CIA, secrets, all in one book, and just basically tell all these secrets, sort of. And then in conjunction with other things that I've done in person and places I've been and worked and whatever. So I think at this point, I don't know if it's fake or real, but it seems like it's real. I've always felt like it's real.
I'm so glad we're
I think
fucking
I've
friends.
been seen.
Everybody drink a goddamn
I don't
shot
think I've
to
been
David.
danger.
Jesus Christ, that was incredible. Whatever the fuck.
David.
Oh my
So read
God.
my book, Borah.us,
I
and click on
officially
book.
have a man crush. I love you, David.
You should read my book. It's free online.
Oh my God. That was
I
deep.
I need more
so
whiskey.
turned on
What
right
should I
now.
try next?
So is
y'all
Nick, we can tell.
Should I do the
my
screwball?
goodness.
I just
Whatever this
lifted
one
up the
is?
table with my
Knob
penis.
Creek. I already had the stolen. What's next? for me?
Let's hit this uncle.
Try this uncle. I just finished off the stolen. That was pretty damn
Can
good.
you explain why this is supposed
Okay.
to be the original recipe
So-
for Jack Daniels? Or whatever?
And it's got a little booklet on it, but so
I
I
don't want to read right now. Thank you, though.
He makes a book, but he won't read none.
Dude,
Who showed up
let me
tonight
say
to
one last
actually
thing,
read a book?
right? So during that time, I learned about a lot of weird shit about how the CIA controls signals, internet, whatever. At the time I wrote the book, I quit paying my internet bill, so they cut off my internet. And I wrote the book in 10 days, 30,000 words or something, so it was like 70-something pages. double space. But I wrote the book with no internet at my house, just on my computer, no outside signals. I would actually, when I wanted to go check the internet, I would run up the road from my house to Harley Davidson and steal their internet.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I was to say, as I wrote the book, just with no distractions, and I was like, well, you guys could. I don't know. Weird shit was going on. I'm gonna try this whiskey now. I feel like if my psychiatrist ever listens to this and be like, we're gonna put you back in the place. You need more conditioning.
We should bring a psychiatrist on the show.
Yeah, I debate him as long as they promise not to lock me up. Every time I talk to them, they try and like put me in the mental ward. Man, I'm not like.
I'll
dangerous.
debate him as long as they promise not to lock me up. David. That's your next book title right there.
So you're saying that you need a safe word?
that is your
pineapple.
That's your next book title. I'll debate them if they promise not to lock me up.
I could be like Steven Crowder or
nice.
whatever, man. For sure. I mean, I could do a pretty good job. I would debate Elon Musk. Honestly,
I'm
I think
telling you,
Elon
that's your
Musk
book
knows
title.
a lot more
did
than
you
he
see
does.
his last interview about the chip?
Neuralink. I saw a lot part of it.
He was
and stuff.
short-circuiting. He just didn't look normal.
Well, when you get to a certain level, they probably just put you in a van over and put a mask on you and take you back and put you in a cage and then clone you and then let the clone out.
Exactly. Did you notice? Never mind. I won't get into cloning.
Wait a minute. You think Elon Musk is a clone?
I don't know about Elon Musk.
I don't think he is. I think he's
think
just a fucking.
Well,
like
he's so smart and has so I don't think okay, so
I think he's like the
Cardi
alpha
B
human being.
or
Man. I think
somebody
that dude's just like
that's
insane.
Somebody that's a celebrity that's not that smart, that doesn't have that much value to society, would be an easy thing to clone. But somebody like Elon Musk, I don't see how you could clone him very well and get something as smart that's actually be as useful. Now, I'm pretty sure that Stephen Hawking died in like the 80s or something, and they put a clone out of him. But that's just because they wanted to be able to have a talking head to be able to say these are the theories and this is what mainstream science believes, and I'm the smartest man in the world, rather than saying, oh yeah, he died, now we got to find somebody new. Because there are pictures of Stephen Hawking in like the 70s or 80s, and then like a few years later, and he's got a completely different facial features, like
And
different skull structure.
And this may be the reason why they're 30 years more advanced than what we think, because they're only advanced. There's so many. They're keeping everything so secretive as far as people
compartmentalized too.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, there's actually
this turned conspiracy episode quickly.
just to flip a little.
I knew it would. I baited this motherfucker.
So there's a
Did you hit record?
Oh yeah, we are running.
It's
We
some
are
good
running.
shit.
Damn, the helicopter should be here any minute.
Oh,
then.
I'd be pissed if I wasn't recording right now. See a grown man throw a fit in a Hawaiian shirt. That'd be it right there.
And the nipples. will be
And the
flaring.
nipples.
And the nipples. And the nipples.
All right, wait. I need to try some of this other.
We didn't even talk about QAnon yet. We'll talk about that
Oh
later. I
my
guess.
goodness.
so to this Uncle Nearest,
Let's see what they got here.
It's good.
I'm friends with everybody. I get along with everybody. Always have, always will. And I got a black friend of mine at work, Marvin. Shout out to Marvin. He
What up, Marvin?
He has kind of led me on to some of the history, and everything. And he said he talked about Uncle Nearest being basically Jack Daniel's head master distillery guy back in the day, and it was his recipe. And then so he created everything, and then basically
Jack Daniels took credit for it.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what Jack Daniel's originally was back in the day, before they, went mainstream market and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
It comes with a fucking book.
Look at you trying to read.
yeah, I
No
told
way.
him, I was like, if I get on a whiskey challenge, because that's what I was supposed to be.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna bring it. So I brought it this time, and we'll see what it tastes like.
You should have a tequila challenge one time.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Why not?
I didn't.
That would be a 30-minute episode.
Didn't we already talk about me with my pants off and scaring everybody?
Yeah, it was Naked and Afraid, right? You're naked, and everyone's afraid.
I'm
Yeah.
naked and everybody's
Either
afraid.
Is
naked and laughter.
Is everybody got some of this? Who's drinking
No,
some of
hold
this?
on, hold on.
Get in there,
I'm
Carl.
slacking.
Hop, 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 hop,
I
hop.
gotta finish. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
you got a
wow.
refill.
Bottoms up, Shane. So you guys start talking about like aliens and conspiracy theories.
You didn't
I'm gonna
even
be silent.
the
You start
two
talking
episodes
about
that I
booze
was
and I'm
on.
gonna
We
be-
didn't talk about aliens. My knowledge on that.
Well,
We
well,
didn't
the,
talk
the,
about.
the available subject matter
All I'm-
has
all I'm
grown
saying-
substantially over the
all
last
I'm
few
saying
months.
is that now we're talking about booze. And I'm gonna wake up.
Here we go, boys. Here's to you. Here's to you, Shane.
Shane, my new best friend.
Woo! That's good.
Man, that is smooth.
That's really good, neat.
That is good, man.
Yeah, I like it.
Wow.
Does it?
Matt, what the fuck?
Are you really half Sasquatch? Like, is that like a thing? Like,
Matt, your phone's
It's just the
going off.
beard.
okay. I guess that makes sense.
Am I half Sasquatch?
Yeah, I mean, I know you're not a full Sasquatch, and you're not hairy enough, but like, you know,
Well, yeah, you just
stink
said it.
enough.
It-
You
on his
stink enough
dad's
for
side.
that, but
I have the
He,
smell.
he kind of
Yeah.
looks like
Smell
the
for it.
Geico caveman, though. You know?
yeah, he does.
Remember that guy?
I,
See,
I've got.
I don't know
A
about.
little less sophisticated, though.
I don't know about Sasquatch, but I always grew up with Florida Man, not the news Florida
He
Man,
could
but
be
the
the
Florida
icon
Man.
of that.
Yes.
But he's a Wisconsin man. But he's a
Yeah.
transplant Florida man. Okay.
I'm a transplant.
He
I'm a
travels.
transplant.
He travels.
Yeah.
Better than
Yeah.
It's kind of like a
Alabama,
bird
man.
going
I
south.
mean, I don't think you're
during
ever
the
going to
winter.
leave. I think you're pretty much in for the long haul at this point.
Uh,
You think you'll go back up north?
I just follow where the vagina goes, dude.
What if we like found
I
a
think
way?
Katie-
That's why I'm going to High
Katie's just
Springs.
looked at
Hey,
the back of your
hey,
head like,
hey.
what the fuck?
If we found a way to clone Katie, and one went north, one went south, which one would you take? Which one would you follow? And you couldn't clone yourself.
I think he means Courtney.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna be
My
like,
bad.
Katie, wait, hold on a second. That's getting kind of creepy, dude.
Swinger. Okay. Okay.
If I could clone my girlfriend,
And then one of them went north, and one of them went south. Which way would you go after that?
Did you have
Texas.
control of the cloning
Texas?
process?
Texas,
Huh?
Texas.
I think one of them would hunt you
And
down and
no,
kill
there's
you.
no. The cloning process is proprietary. It's
Whichever
like,
one
it's a
you
little-
left
It's a little photo
would
booth type
freak
kiosk
out,
that you press inside
like-
of an old Blockbuster
and,
video.
and kill you.
No, I'm pretty sure that at that point, both of them would probably like get together and be like, "Isn't it so nice not having him around anymore?"
And then they'd be scissoring. That's what you're thinking?
And then I would definitely, I would have cameras set up. I would have all of it. Like
I don't recommend letting Courtney
I gotta-
listen to this episode.
I got
From a
a
window.
I got a meme today that said
I think I've told her that
having sex
before.
with a bipolar girl is a poor man's threesome.
Or foursome.
Or foursome.
I saw a
Awesome.
meme that said
no, that's multiple personality.
yeah.
Bi means two.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a meme that said God put all the good pussy on the crazy bitches. That's what
That
I
was,
saw.
you know,
I
how
thought
does
that
that
was
come up in
hilarious.
another episode I'm on? That was the last episode I was on. You said that.
Did I?
Yeah.
I say that frequently.
Yeah. Okay. It just worries me now.
And how long have you been married, Nick? So what are you saying about Katie?
I don't know. All I see
Nothing
is
right
Nick's
now.
nipples.
I mean,
I did just see her. Oh yeah.
you're scared of her.
she should be.
She could beat the shit out of
So there you go. that's my answer.
I didn't realize she was sitting right behind me.
So do you guys think that COVID-19 at this point, now that we've been doing it for like
Here
6
we
months?
go. Let's get some more
'Cause
booze.
my first thought when the first month that it happened, I was like, oh yeah, it's like it's a smoke screen for QAnon. It could do the arrest or whatever. Oh yeah, I was wrong.
I thought that too.
But good. Okay, so I'm good company then. At this point, with all the other stuff we've seen, do you think that the COVID-19 thing is a real event, or is it kind of a politicized fake
I
thing
think it's real.
in order to usher in mail-in voting or whatever sort of end goal has nothing to do with health?
I think it's real. I think there's
Why?
because people are getting sick. Like I know some people personally that are getting sick, and
Have you ever known somebody that's gotten the flu and gotten sick?
well, yeah,
Or pneumonia, just randomly?
And
Well, those numbers are way down.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what
Can't have two.
I don't know what it is or the severity of it, but I mean, people are getting sick from this thing, but I obviously, like the deaths that have happened
6%.
by and large were in conjunction with something else.
Old people.
That was
sick people, whatever.
that seems to be a proven fact at this point. That the overall just strictly COVID deaths, there's not a lot. Was 6% of the 180?
Now
Are
you're-
the
hold on.
helicopters here now?
You're saying 6. Holy crap!
You want to see? You want to see it on my? Let me show you on my
So,
phone.
Oh, here he
but-
goes,
But,
here he
but
goes.
you guys are saying
Yeah.
6%, but it's 6% of the actual people that got infected,
Right.
not 6% of the that have died, not that
Oh,
has been affected.
See, I thought what I read was it was the number of people that died is like 184,000 or something like that in the States.
6% of those people,
6% of those people
but
are
not.
what just died just
Yeah.
from COVID.
But as far as 6% that have died that have had it, it's like 0.04 or something like that. My mother-in-law just got over the worst part because I guess you can have COVID, obviously you can carry it, but it's the ammonia that comes with it that is the scary part. That's the part that my mother-in-law had. So and that's the thing. It's real to me. It's real, but it's one of those things of it's only.
Well, I think it came onto the scene. I think,
but it's like any other flu,
Right.
That's all it is.
but I think initially, it may there may have been some thinking that it was. I mean, look at Italy. Those folks.
But they're
they got
smokers.
fucked
They're
up.
all they smoking at 6
Right.
years old.
But I think what happened was it was a thing that came over. We didn't know a lot about it,
Yeah.
so we better lean into it. Like this
Oh,
might
yeah.
be really
Yeah.
bad, and so we had to take certain precautions, obviously.
Exactly. But I think what
now it's about
what it-
scaling it back. We got to
what
start
it
scaling
has
back.
is it's involved to they notice that now people are being sheep, so let's control them
To see what they can get away with.
Exactly.
Well,
I
you
think
know,
that's
once-
what it is.
That's always the thing, though. Once government rules are put into place, it's the hard part is reining them back in. That's sort of what a lot of people are complaining about these days.
And I'm sorry, but they're hitting that fence line where they're teetering on a controlling people versus you're going to have a revolt if you don't stop at some point here soon.
Yep.
And it could be October.
I fucking hope not, because that's
Halloween.
Yeah.
Shit.
yeah, we got plans for October.
Yeah, let's purge.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, dude, let me make some weapons for that. Please,
Let's do it.
Come there before that.
I already got some.
I need some.
All right, look,
I got
I don't
gardening
agree with everything you
utensils.
guys are saying, but yes, let's go make some weapons.
Before purge.
Let's do that.
What don't you agree with? We can talk about it. It's okay.
Oh, the
I
fact
know
that-
you. I
you're
know
in a-
you
you're in
take
a
it
safe
very
space.
seriously. I know. Where
You're in a
you're
safe
at
space
on
with alcohol. Everything's good.
That's what a predator says.
Dude, I'm not in a safe
bad.
place if I'm not
I don't
making
have a van,
weapons
though.
with Carl Oliver.
it. We're gonna put that on video. You guys making some shit with Carl.
Can we fight after that with them?
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh, we got to fight
Just
with we
just
got
not in my shop.
we got to fight
Insurance.
with Cass on with the
shield.
Yeah,
I
that was
thought
awesome.
somebody was getting fucking stabbed for sure.
I was scared at first because Cass was just like, "No, just go ahead, swing away," and I'm just like, "Are you sure?"
Did you take his arm off?
Yeah, it's jousted rated. So.
I mean, he had a sword and Cass had a shield, and he was like, "No, hit it, fucking for real." And I was like, "Oh God, my homeowner's insurance is gonna go so high." I had one of those Tiger King moments. I'm never gonna financially recover from this. Speaking of Tiger King,
It's only an arm.
Yeah, I saw that.
Speaking of Tiger King,
Carol Baskin.
Dancing with the
Carol
stars.
fucking Baskin.
How in the who thought that was a fantastic idea?
somebody
I knew it was
going to
happen because she kept turning them down. She's like, they can't offer me enough money to dance with the stars.
Exactly.
And they offered her enough money, and
The
she
whole
did it.
$20.
So
Everybody has a price.
I said the other day that maybe that's
We're going to offer you $16 to dance with the stars.
Matt's
I don't
in.
want it.
well, maybe that's the solution. Maybe that's what pulls us all out of this. you know?
350.
Because at the beginning
About
of
350.
because at the beginning of all this pandemic, at the beginning of all this pandemic stuff, what did we have? We had the Tiger King, and now maybe
Maybe it's
what
coming
pulls
to a
us
close.
out is Carol Baskin winning.
Dancing with
fucking
the
Maybe,
Stars.
dude,
Dancing with
maybe,
the Stars.
hey,
Was Tiger King the start of all this?
no,
It was.
Yeah.
It was. It was at
Maybe-
the beginning.
maybe that's their safe word.
Tiger King?
No, Carol Baskin,
Carol Baskin.
like dancing.
Is it Carol Baskin or Carol
TV.
fucking
No, it's
Baskin?
Carol fucking Baskin.
Yeah, yeah.
Carol fucking Baskin.
Killed her husband, whacked him. Something.
Now
like
the
that.
Tigers be
And now he's
snacking.
dancing with stars.
He's dancing.
It's
Well,
weird.
apparently now they both are.
It's a weird world, man.
Yeah.
That's what's. That's
It's
what's
a
happening.
matrix.
Speaking of weird world, did you hear the boneless chicken guy?
That dude was awesome.
I'm as confused as you.
Saucy
Yeah.
saucy nugs.
Yeah, there's a guy.
Colonel Sanders?
I'll try to pull it up.
Yeah, a guy in Lincoln, Nebraska, I think it was at a city council meeting, and this guy was like totally nerded out. He had long hair, looked like an old hippie teacher, and wearing a tie. Gets up in front of the city council, and he's making a plea to have the city change the word boneless chicken nuggets
Here, I'll see if we can play.
To
I'll see if we
what?
can play just a.
to like saucy nugs.
And finally,
or-
this hour,
Just
yes,
a piece
this
of
is
it here.
true. A man on a mission to rename boneless chicken wings.
You guys call
His
me
passionate
insane.
Plea.
You're gorgeous.
I go into nice family
We don't.
restaurants and
Here
I
we
see
go, here we
people
go.
throwing this name around and pretending as though everything is just fine. I'm talking about boneless chicken wings.
This guy is
I
serious.
propose that we as a city remove the... Excuse me, I'm trying to... Yeah. Excuse me. Come on. I propose that we as a city remove the name boneless wings from our menus and from our hearts. These are our reasons why. Number one, nothing about boneless chicken wings actually come from the wing of a chicken.
So this guy's making the rounds. This video's got 54,000 views or some shit.
In just like 2 days, I think.
Yeah. What do you think? Where do you come down on the boneless chicken wing argument?
I think it kind of comes down to. Do you guys know like the guys called the Party Brothers, where they started they go like different council meetings and like there's one like there's like, well, we just want to address the fact that you guys want to stop having ragers at parties, but you know we have met some of our best friends and have made such good connections at these ragers. I don't think that it's right. I mean, there's no reason to stop people from
the fuck is he
doing
talking
keg
about?
stands
I don't know, let him
at a
go.
rager, and that's when
I
you
think he
meet your
forgot.
best bros.
I have a story about that.
What are we talking about?
I'll tell it in a minute.
The Party Bros.
The Party Bros. Okay.
So you think it's just
That was
some guy,
probably like the worst impersonation ever.
he's probably like trolling, you know, but it,
Okay.
But where
it's
do you
hilarious.
come down in the argument?
I would.
Is
I agree. They're not chicken wings.
Right.
They're so saucy nugs is awesome. I like that.
I mean, I mean, they're chicken tenders.
I don't know.
right?
I don't want my kids saying saucy nugs. That's just,
My take is my take is
Dad,
this.
Dad, give me some saucy nugs.
Saucy nugs.
I try
No.
to only
Stop
only
fucking
consume
saying
stuff
that.
that makes me smarter. So like documentaries rather than like movies and whatnot for the most part. Recently,
What?
yeah, I
Recently.
watch a lot of like news or documentaries rather than like.
What,
You know,
what
movies.
did you watch that movie, that documentary Tread?
No, I didn't. But basically,
What?
about the chicken
That is
nuggets
right
or
up
wnow,
your alley,
It's
bro.
one of those things where I feel like I'm
on
dumber
this
now
list.
that I listen to it rather than if I hadn't listened to it. So I'm going to change the subject
Welcome
to
to
briefly go
Porchville.
over to the keg stand, something that Matt had said. And when I was a freshman at college
We're
at
gonna have to
UF,
subtitle this.
we were having a party with girls in a inflatable bathtub
What?
pool in
Where
their
are
in,
we?
in their bras, or maybe they're wearing bikinis, whatever, in Jello, and outside we had about
This
5
is the show that
kegs
Matt wanted.
stacked,
you
or
know
maybe
that-
6 stacked, 3, 2, and then
What?
1 up in the air. I climbed the keg pyramid to the top, to the top 3
fucking-
high. Anyway, the cop was knocking on the door. He came to the door, and he's like, hey, I saw a guy climbing a keg pyramid. I saw some girls wrestling in Jello. This is out of control. The owner of the house, my friend Taylor, had already jumped his back fence and left the premises.
Well, you
And we're
left.
like, bro, the guy that lives here doesn't live here no more. Sorry. And I just wanted to bring that side story up to the thing because I thought it was more entertaining.
You
than,
know,
like,
Well,
some
hey,
sort of chicken nugget that I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm
Since
gonna
we
s-
drank this shit, this
I'm gonna
pod
s-
went off the rails.
I'm gonna.
That's the end of my story.
I'm
is-
gonna
is the
side
Jello
off of that.
Jello wrestling
I'm
and
gonna
a
side
keg
off of that.
pyramid.
The reason why
Uncle Nearest.
my old company I worked for, the reason why we were not allowed to have our Christmas parties at the National Museum here is because of a cake stand that I did. Obviously, I'm not a skinny guy, and we knocked over one of the displays.
No.
Where?
After I got the record, though, for the
Where
night.
is this?
At the what is it called?
Museum.
Of what?
Of natural.
History?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
On UF?
Yeah.
You did a keg stand inside of it?
Yeah, we had a Christmas party. This was like
Oh, you ran so a fraternity thing or something?
no, this was at my company Christmas party.
Oh.
Dude, we got kicked out of there. We got kicked out of everywhere we went. We got kicked out
What
of.
company is this? They still exist?
They're actually moving at the end of the year. I don't work for them anymore. But so the year before,
Dude, I got kicked out of that place because I didn't have a name badge one time. And you got kicked out because you were doing a keg stand at a party.
yeah.
Yeah, but you look
I
like a
didn't-
Sasquatch. He looks like a normal human being.
All right, well that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Good point.
Well, just like a short human being.
So the year before, it was before with Turkey Creek Golf Club was open. We got kicked out of there because of me and a friend of mine. The keg ran out, and they went over to, I guess, their storage building or whatever to get another keg, and they parked it in the back. We're sitting out at his truck drinking, and we seen it. They go inside, I guess, to organize. So we was like, let's go serve everybody. So we jumped on the golf cart. The owner of our company, here, open up the door for us. We drove the golf cart in, went through the dance floor. I'm on the back serving people. So
What happened to keg parties? When's the last time you had like I haven't had a keg party at my house.
I've been with my wife for 15 years, so 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time we had a keg.
I got into a keg party one time that ended up being kind of
You?
intriguing.
No.
Yeah, believe it or not. But
This is the myth, legend part.
yeah.
all right, so growing up in Wisconsin, I had
A bunch
lot,
of cheese.
Snow.
and also
And
friends
alcohol.
and also friends that played hockey.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I finally got there. Thank you. All right, so I was at like one of my buddy's hockey games, and we're hanging out, like whatever. I watched the game, and afterwards he's like, "Hey man, you want to go to the after party?" And I'm like, "Yeah, cool.
Wanna
Let's
go?"
do it." Can I talk?
Yeah, man.
Can I talk?
It's all you, bro.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
All right. So we're at this party, and there's this dude who is obviously.
Mm-hmm. Why are you fucking me?
So there's this
Tell
dude.
your goddamn story.
So there's a dude that is like definitely on like coke or meth or something. Like, he's just like going crazy. And
Coke or meth? I feel like there's a big difference.
well, he was going insane. Like he didn't know where he was. He didn't know what was going on, but he had a lot of fucking energy. So he keeps on trying to hit on this one girl, and her boyfriend was there. Long story short is I keep on trying to break this dude
Too
up
late.
from like, yeah. All right.
Kidding,
All right,
man.
so-
I'm fucking
so-
with you. Tell it.
There's a girl involved, so he was just horny.
No, I was just trying to keep this dude out of trouble. So, like, finally, he just, like, disappeared. And he ended up, like, showing up, like, a half an hour later. And he's, like, talking about, like like, I'm going to call the cops because there's underage drinking. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? And this dude, like, he just, like, looks at me and he charges at me like fucking Sonic the Hedgehog or, like, Dragon Ball Z or something like that.
Did you knock the fucking coins out of his pockets?
I knocked the fucking coins out of his pockets. I did. He just came charging at me like, what are you doing? And I just, like, pow! And I just hit him one time and he dropped. And so people ended up taking him outside, and like the guy that owned the house, he comes up to me, he's like, dude, how did you know he was gonna tackle you? And I was like, how would I not know he was gonna try to tackle me? Like, he was running at me like Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, come on, man.
Fucking hilarious.
And then so like the dude ends up coming back like an hour later apologizing, and he was sitting there carrying a full keg. Like an entire keg, like not a half keg, but like a full keg, like one that, big one. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. And I'm just like, where the fuck did you get that? And he's just like, oh, I just got it for you guys. Where the fuck did you get that? No, I just got it for you guys.
I mean, I wouldn't be too worried about it.
At that point, I was just, I asked him twice, and I was like, fuck it, bring it in. Then we had an awesome time the rest of the night. But he was passed out like on a futon in the back of the basement or some shit like that.
Good times.
Speaking of basements, that's the best Joe Biden impression I've ever heard.
Did I just talk a whole lot about nothing? Yeah.
A little bit more.
I was waiting for Corn Pop to turn up.
Corn Pop.
He's a bad dude.
It sounded a lot better in my head.
That shit was weird.
Yeah.
No, it was fine. It was fine. I got it.
So
I got
learned
the
about
gist
roaches
of what you
and
were
I learned
saying.
about kids jumping on my lap.
I got hairy legs.
I actually don't really have hairy legs.
For a Sasquatch.
That's true.
Yeah, for a human. Yeah.
It's not a full moon.
There's gonna be a full moon on Halloween though.
Yes, there will be.
I'm stoked about that.
He's full costume then.
We were talking about we're gonna build like a haunted walk back here behind the neighborhood, and because trick or treating might not really be happening this year. I mean, are people gonna want random strangers showing up at their front door, and our
everybody's going to be wearing masks.
But
so
our parents going to want to have random candy. You don't know.
Right, true.
Dude, I will come, and I was one of the ones that answered with the, hey, are you going to make sure that everybody registers?
Well, can I give a kind of a shout out and mention about Halloween?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Kirby Family Farms in Williston.
Oh yeah.
So they're doing their scary train this year,
yeah.
Which they have like 5 or 6 haunted themed areas. So Kirby Farms 501c3 not for profit organization that helps at-risk children, and they're a good company to work for, or good charity.
It's a good cause.
Yeah, and they teach them agriculture and Florida train and history.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So they're going to have every weekend of October is going to be the scary train.
That's
so
awesome.
They're going to, it's limited amount of people go in. They're going to practice social distancing and all this stuff. So, if anybody wants to go to Kirby Farms.
Dude, they're awesome.
Kirby Family Farms.
They're awesome. I actually have gone to the Christmas stuff too, and they're.
Yep.
I mean,
I
they
go to
set
Christmas
up
train.
everything.
I'm actually
great.
the town blacksmith at the Six Gun Wild West weekends.
Yeah.
So I go there, and I'll be there in November. I think it's 7th and 8th.
That's awesome.
Doing blacksmithing.
We're gonna try to iron out some stuff for our Halloween.
We got to
episode.
try and Iron Man out some stuff. Right?
Yeah,
dude, I have such a huge chub over the thought about doing that.
Yeah,
that is
it's gonna happen.
About what?
About the Iron Man.
I'm gonna.
You gotta explain it to the people, man.
Well, it's going to be the second version of the Iron Man. Is it going to be Mark 1 or is it going to be?
Well, I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do 2. I think I'm going to do the first original cave model.
Yeah.
I might do that first, and then I don't know which suit I'm going to do.
So you're just gonna make an Iron Man costume.
Yeah, I'm going to make 2 of them.
That's dope.
Yeah, and I'm going to try and do it in all metal.
Yeah.
So a lot of them
gonna be so
are
fucking
3D
heavy.
printed. And
Yeah, that's gonna be heavy.
I'll use like.
Have you seen
light
that
gauge.
documentary Tread?
No.
You guys gotta see it.
What the hell is it?
Remember a few years back when that dude lost his shit and built basically.
Oh, the killdozer.
the army or the tank
Yeah,
dozer.
killdozer. Yeah.
That guy's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. There's a
He
documentary.
didn't take
about
no
it.
shit. He
Yeah,
took shit
there's
for
a
a little bit, and
documentary
he
about
said,
it.
"I ain't taking no more shit."
Unfortunately, I don't know.
He died.
I think.
Oh, yeah, he died.
in
Yeah.
the
Oh,
tank.
yeah.
I think he might.
They broke
have-
in and they got
I
him.
think he might have just lost his shit.
Yeah.
I think he might have lost his mind.
Well, he
'cause-
drove him to it.
Yeah,
It wasn't just one
Based-
thing. It
based
was
off
like
the
a bunch of
documentary?
things.
Based on the documentary, I think he lost it, like, because there was several things that happened after the fact that he was always saying, oh, they're out to get me and this, that, and the other thing, where other people came in and had to do the same things that he did, get easement access and shit like that. And they were just like, yeah, absolutely, and granted it no problem. Like, everything that he had claimed to be fighting against, it really, based on the video, really seemed sort of one-sided. And then they also play his tapes that he records leading up to the whole event. I don't know. I think it was.
But the idea was pretty.
The idea,
freedom,
sure,
freedom.
but it unfortunately it seems like a little bit of psychosis going on upstairs for that fellow. And
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I went into it thinking, oh, this guy's a fucking hero. That was the only real story I'd ever heard about it. Is this guy stuck it to the town
I don't
that
think
fucked
he
him
didn't
over.
kill anybody, did he?
No,
I think he.
No,
I don't think he
killed
did. He
anybody.
God, so who
he
cares?
ran. Wasn't it the bank he went into, or the city hall, or something?
It was
shit like that,
it
or-
was several buildings.
Yeah.
Several buildings of
Yeah,
all
he
these
took,
people
he took
that
out like a grocery store and stuff like that. Like,
all
he
these
was-
people
he
that he
was taking
claimed did
everything
him
out.
wrong, and I mean, when you watch the video and you watch the documentary, it really puts the whole thing in a different light. It really does.
Damn.
But yeah, the guy ended up getting stuck and killing himself. Because he got the track stuck, and he wasn't expecting there to be a basement in one of these buildings, and so the track dipped into the basement, and the dozer stopped running. And when it stopped running, that was it.
Damn.
So,
Well, he fought for a long time afterwards. He ended up actually like shooting like more people like through the gun holes,
yeah.
and then once they actually broke in through the top, that's when he. Actually,
Oh no! It took him like 4 days, or like 3 or 4 days, after he shot himself before they actually
Got in.
Before
Fit it. Tunnel in through.
Yeah.
Where's the documentary at?
Netflix.
Netflix. Oh, okay.
That shit was badass.
dude.
Highly recommend it.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I read a lot about it, and it was insane. Like, it was just like, holy shit, there's really people like this out in this world.
But
Like,
did you
that's
see what I was
insane.
saying? Do you think he went crazy?
I think everybody is like that. They just have to be pushed far enough.
Yeah, you got to be
Exactly.
triggered.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was. I mean.
No, he just had to get pushed a little bit or a lot, whatever. I mean, whatever his issue.
Oh no,
was. But I'm saying
I think
people
he,
will do crazy shit if you put
I mean,
the stimulus that
I
makes
think
them want
he
to do that.
had. I think he
Think
had
about
some
it, Nick.
pre-existing issues going into it.
Yeah, but
I think he started off already slipping, and
That makes sense.
I think things were inflated
I'm just saying,
in his
no matter
mind.
who you are, you can be pushed to do anything with enough stimulus and enough time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And if you're anything like me, Nick, that's our kids. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah. I'd do anything for my kids, man.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
I got 3.
yeah.
I
I
want
got
to.
two.
I want to go on a murderous rampage out of town, though. I mean, like, unless
Wait,
that
he
town.
murdered someone? I
If
thought it
that
was like
town's
a-
messing with my kids,
Well, that. I mean, like, how do you go through a rampage like that and not expect to have casualties?
I don't know.
Like,
blow the,
it
I don't
was
think
just
anybody
lucky.
died.
blow the
It-
horn before you
Nobody
crash a
died.
building.
Nobody died.
Yeah, but like, say you're sitting at like your
Warning
computer, like
shot.
with your Beats headphones on, and you're just like listening to Eminem, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh my god, my wall's getting busted in. Holy shit, there's a fucking tank.
The worst people. I feel
That
bad.
happened in San Diego.
I feel bad for the people that
wait, who's
that,
listening
that
to
are like
Eminem anymore?
first, like the first people that encounter this shit, because they are sitting there going, "There's no way this guy's driving through here," and then he does. That I feel bad for those folks. The people that are like an hour later, they should have already known. Evacuate.
Well,
the
that's
fucking
like
building.
that's the
Get
same
out.
thing as like I used to play disc golf a lot, and I would throw a disc and it would get close to somebody, and I would yell "4," be polite about it. But then there's other times like you throw it and you're just like, no way that's gonna hit that guy, and all of a sudden, pow, and it's like, shit, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it's the same thing with a tank.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's about the same.
it's like when you don't know what's coming, it's gonna come, it's gonna hit you.
Was that in the documentary where he was out the hatch going 4?
I think I missed that.
Should I use a putter?
Matt, did you really get coronavirus? I thought
No.
that happened at some
No, you
point.
never
That's why
got
you had me
corona.
at the second episode was because you got coronavirus or thought you did or something.
No, a guy that I worked with, a guy that I worked
COVID
with,
tracing.
a guy that I worked with, his son's girlfriend got tested positive. So
Wait, so the Men in Black showed up at your house and was like, "Yo, you got to quarantine because somebody like, is that how it happened? Like, how does this contact tracing work?"
no, it just the owner of the company, he just like hit me up and he was just like, "Hey man, like we don't know what's going on with this, so why don't you just take the rest of the week off and we'll let you know."
Did you
like,
get paid?
what's going on? Yeah, I did.
No, that's
I
tight.
did.
So it was vacation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so same thing with me. My job, it was a Tuesday, and freaking my boss came in and was like, around lunch. Actually, I was on lunch, and he was like, "Hey, you still here?" "Yeah, I'm at lunch." "Hey, can you come talk to me real quick?" Okay, and I went and talked to him, and it was a guy. I suspect it was a guy that I was training, and because he was out. The only person that I had contact with was out longer than I was, but they were like, "Yeah, just take the rest of the week off and until you get your results back, and once it comes back negative, you can come back, but we'll pay for it."
So
whatever.
they shove something up your nose or to your brain?
No, I did.
Oh.
I've got a
Ugh.
question.
I
I've got a
did.
question. Isn't
Both
it
nostrils.
antibody
And
test?
they trusted you? They didn't trust you just to shove it somewhere else and then just like...
Dude,
Oh,
I told the
would've-
guy.
I would've
So
stuck it up my
I
ass.
freaked the guy out. I freaked the guy out because he was like, "You got any questions?" After he explained what to do, because I was in my car, and I was like, "Yeah, just one. How far up my nose do you want me to go?"
Yeah.
Because I would do whatever not to do this again.
Yeah.
So
I thought they
shoved
did
it.
it. God, that's
No,
I couldn't do it.
I did it through a drive-through. So
I couldn't do it myself.
I did it up my nose, and then he was like, wiggle it around for a second, and then hold it for like 5, and then take
Shit,
it out.
you know how far I can get that pinky up there? What are you talking about, son?
Dude,
That's a booger hook.
okay, so it hurt, but the main problem that I had was sneezing. I didn't want to sneeze, so I'm like
Ugh.
trying not to sneeze.
Yeah, but
That's miserable.
isn't the antibodies test? I mean, just a simple prick of the finger and a litmus test.
I
basically.
don't know.
And it takes like 15 minutes, and it can tell if it's if you're active COVID or you've had COVID.
I don't know.
You've got the antibodies built.
Beats
Where
the shit out of me.
the swab gets sent off, and if they fucking turn it too many fucking times, you get a false positive.
I'm not sure. I
'Cause
could probably get
I
you
thi-
the
I
answer
think-
because my company is actually making the test.
Oh, because there's the centrifugal mechanism that they turn it with, to break it down.
Yeah.
I heard that if you only turn it like 30 times, that's the max. And some of these companies, like DeSantis fired Quest.
Yeah.
And
I saw
they're-
that 'cause they had, like, a
They're
backlog
turning
or
like
something.
the backlog, and people are getting false positives because they're turning it like 45 to 35 to 45 times, which is too much.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's all. I know there's something out there, but most of this is bullshit to me.
Well, I see all the time, whether it's on Facebook or whatever, where it's like, "Oh, I sent this in without actually not doing the test, and it says that I'm
Yeah.
positive."
Yeah. Well, a friend of mine told me that I guess that one of the testing facilities is at the fairgrounds,
Yeah.
and he said there's cars lined up for miles
Really.
just on a Saturday. So
I've had a few people at work that I had one guy that did go out and he went and got tested, and he was positive. He missed about a week of work.
Yeah, we had 3
know.
people
But
at our
he,
store. Yeah.
like everybody around, him went and got tested that worked, regularly around him,
Right.
and they were all negative.
Dude,
And like I said last episode, I had a friend, and she was out,
Yeah.
but it was because she was wearing a mask and she got a sinus infection.
my boss, the last 2 months has probably been at work a week.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he comes back, it's like, oh, you're back out for COVID tracing. It's like, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Well, depending on how strict, people are about it, that would make sense.
Yeah, they're doing way stricter than what the guidelines are.
Right.
Because it's usually just second party. If you're a person or third party or whatever, you're a person that has contact with somebody positive, then you have to tell somebody, your company or where I'm at, so that way they can tell who you've been in contact with, so they can send them home. So it's like third party. It's crazy.
Yeah.
2020, man.
Yep.
It's the weirdest time ever. I think it's it's always going to be something that we're always going to have to look back on and go,
laugh.
what the fuck? Remember that shit? Remember that year? I think there's going to be a lot that's going to linger into 2021, but
Yeah, but I thought that was going to be my teenage and 20-year,
yeah,
20s.
yeah.
I saw I'm 40.
I saw a funny meme today that it was about like a parent talking to their child.
Like a
And it was
Sasquatch parent talking to his child.
Yeah, Sasquatch parent. But so it was about
COVID.
It was about.
Poor
But
Matt.
it was not poor Matt. He deserves it.
Was this a porn? Oh no! Okay, sorry. I forgot the premise of this. And
But
I'm
so-
like, I remember Sasquatch, and I thought I was gonna make a joke, and I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be bad now. Continue with the home movies.
All right, do tell.
Sasquatch
All right.
home movies.
So it was a meme that it was talking
Meme.
like a parent talking to their child, and the parent is telling their child, like, "I want to tell you about like a long, long time ago of 2020," and the child is just like, "It is 2020," and then the child or the adult is saying,
This is America.
This
you
Joe
guys-
Biden
Joe
moment has
Biden,
been
everybody.
brought to
Joe
you tonight
Biden.
by Porchville Podcast.
I'm over there looking at Borah like I'm waiting for I'm waiting for him to fucking pounce on you, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
"All right, you guys
I'm
can
like
look
Carol
up the
Baskin
meme.
over here.
You guys
Oh.
can look up the meme.
Okay.
I'm good."
No. Go ahead. Tell it.
Long story short, the kid says like, "Oh, it's August 2020. Like, why are you talking about this?" And then the parents like looking off into the distance. This is not going to be nearly as funny as what you
Oh, dude.
I'm so glad that I could make a joke out of not actually
Oh
making
my
a joke.
god. That was the best part of it.
Yeah, I'm so happy
Matt,
about
Matt,
that.
this is the first time I met you, and I love you.
We're gonna have to find that meme,
Dude, you're awesome.
Yeah.
You send me that meme, and we'll
you should
post
see how
it.
drunk he gets. It's awesome.
We'll post it at Porchville Pod on the Instagram page.
It's probably nothing like he was saying.
That reminds me of a story about a song that I heard.
Is it a short story?
Probably not.
Well, I mean, I could sing the entire song to you if you
I
want.
mean, it just took 5 minutes to describe a meme.
This is not the greatest song in the world. This
or
is
me.
a tribute. That's Tenacious D, by the way. If you guys didn't know that.
And the pick of
Yes.
destiny.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So if we make our own battle weapons, do we get to fight to the death?
Yes.
I don't
I'm not
want
gonna
to
do
die,
it.
but
I got
like,
too much to live for. I don't want to fight to the death unless I have to.
I love just the way that shit rolls through your head. If we make our
As
own
long
battle
as the
weapons,
other
can we
person
fight
dying,
till
right?
the death?
Kind of like it's not the
I
murdering
mean,
is the hard
yes.
part; it's hiding the body. I said that on one of the
Tell me
podcasts
about
previously.
it.
Okay,
or maybe
so-
it was after.
So I
hours.
grew up in Cross Creek, so I'm a Cross Creek critter. So it's no problem hiding the body.
Well, there's this one spot in Alligator Alley.
Matt knows it well.
So there's Alligator Alley down south because
Uh-huh.
I lived in Sunrise for a while,
Right. Yeah.
but
I'm sorry.
Sunrise,
Cro-
Florida, or Sunrise, the neighborhood in Gainesville?
Sunrise, Florida,
Okay.
just north of Miami. Anyway, so there's also Alligator Alley in Cross Creek,
where's
which is the same thing.
where are some places that everybody's lived? Where have you
Destin,
lived, Carl?
Florida.
I bet
and Gainesville,
Carl's
Florida
lived
are
some
my
other
only two
places.
It's a funny thing.
Destin's
I had a
awesome.
guy at work the other day who's like, "Yeah, I've moved like 7 times and
Because
you
he's
know, in
wanted and he
20
can't
years,
stay in one
and
place too long.
I'm like, I've moved 10 times in the past 3 years, so it's
Shit.
like, you know, I'm hopefully in the place I'm at now. I'm only there for 7 months.
Have you ever lived in any other like towns or cities?
Oh
or
yeah,
towns?
I'm from New Jersey,
Jersey.
so
what part?
moved Middlesex, Somerville area. So I moved down here. Well, my family moved down here. I didn't. They didn't make me walk by myself. But we moved down here in 76, 75, 76, and to New Smyrna Beach. So I've been mainly a central North Florida kind of person.
Right on.
So I lived in Tallahassee for like a month, and I
Go
hate
Gators.
that. I hate that fucking place.
Gators.
So, but yeah,
You guys
So
ready?
do-
You guys
so
ready?
do we.
You guys ready for football?
yes.
Hell
Yeah.
yes,
no.
You see the Big Ten's trying to get back in.
college football,
Yes.
pro can
That's
kiss
what-
your ass.
That's what she said.
Borah, where else have you lived?
I've lived in 2 places my entire life.
Here
So,
and
I grew up
there.
in Destin, Florida, which is
Yeah.
in the Panhandle between
Destin is
Pensacola
beautiful.
and Panama
Beautiful
City
water.
on the beach,
Yes.
right next to Eglin Air Force Base,
Yeah.
Herbert Field, and a few other Air Force bases over there. But so I grew up there until 18, and then came to Gainesville at 18. Got in some trouble about 20. Moved back to Destin for almost a year. Around 21, came back to Gainesville after that, and been here ever since.
What's you, Shane?
So I lived in Cross Creek until I was 18. The only reason why we got out of Cross Creek was I got in a car accident, and somehow or another I didn't have a license, being over 18 and not a license and all this kind of stuff, and my dad had the insurance stacked, or I don't know. We got a bunch of money and was able to move out, you know. So we moved out of Cross Creek to Grove Park,
Okay. Okay.
right outside of Hawthorne.
There you go.
And so they were able to buy a place and give me a car, and that's all I asked for when I was 18, and lived there until I met my wife, and we moved to Gainesville probably 2013 or 14, just to get, because we had kids, to get a better schooling.
So you
'Cause
always,
I was not leaving my kids to Hawthorne.
Yeah.
I graduated from Hawthorne,
Yeah.
not doing it.
Yeah.
Can I take this on a tangent for just 1 second?
Yeah.
So
Of
you
course.
you got in a car wreck, and with the insurance money, you got into a nicer house and got into a different lifestyle and everything, right?
I gave the money to my parents.
Perfect. But anyway, you
and
used
said,
it for
"Just
good
give me
shit.
a car."
I have a friend, not a friend. When I went to high school,
Mhm.
there was a guy that was a passenger in somebody's car. In
I was
another,
the passenger.
You were
in
a
my car.
passenger?
Yeah.
So similar thing happened to this guy, right? He messed up his leg real bad, right?
I broke
But
my femur.
instead of doing what you did, he bought
Are
a
we talking
Chevy
about the same
SS,
thing?
a Chevy SS truck in high school at 8 to
Okay.
7, junior and a senior, right? In high school, bought a Chevy SS truck, black, spinner rims,
Nice.
and then a bunch of other random shit, right? And now I look at him on Facebook. I think I saw him like a year ago, whatever. And he's got couple of different kids, couple of different women, no money left, whatever. He got over $250,000, 300, something like that.
Wow.
Nothing left, right? And still living, whatever.
Man,
I
he
think he
did a
probably
lot
still
better
has.
than I
I think
did.
he still has the same truck with spinner rims since high school. This is 12,
Dude.
12, 13, whatever year. I don't remember at this point.
Yeah.
I
bunch
just
of
felt
years.
old
We
because
So
the only
we did
spinner
not get
rims
that
you
money.
did that, and he did this, and I'm just like, he's telling the story. I'm like, man, that guy that I know should have done something like that because he's still this and he's done that.
So I got
that's
a
my-
Chevy,
That was my.
but it
story.
was a '94 Chevy Blazer, and that was the first year they came out with a 3.4 in it.
Did you buy
and-
spinner rims?
So no,
And a bunch
I
of
was
trucks.
not into spinner rims, none of that bull crap.
In '94, Blazers still looked like a fucking Blazer.
This is like
Yeah.
this,
See the
was-
shit
this was
that
like
came
an
out with
05
and it
SS
came
in
with
05.
the 4.3 V6.
But
It
did
was
you
the first year that the Vortec was in it.
did you see the shit they
So
come
it
out
had
with
power.
now? The new Chevy Blazers.
It's crap.
Two-door?
Whatever. I don't know fucking know.
Oh, the Broncos.
So,
Broncos.
no,
What year do you have?
my truck?
Yes.
It's
17?
2018.
It's
18?
big.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Can you haul a Sasquatch
Unfortunately,
in
I
it?
like the
The-
latest truck that I like is 14 through 16.
Yeah.
The throwback to the square body.
Yeah.
That's what I
The
like.
2018 is the last of the like bigger, like fatter bodies though.
Yes,
Then all of a
yeah.
sudden they started doing
Yeah.
these skinnier.
Dude, I
I
hate
don't
the
know what's up
latest.
with all that.
Is
It sucks.
horrible.
I would say it was
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I don't dig it.
But
I don't dig it.
but yeah, so yeah, I took that truck or that Blazer, whatever you want to call it, SUV, whatever, and I did everything to it. I freaking these Baja freaking things. So I did that. The subway in Hawthorne.
Baja
I
freaking
backed
things.
up.
Like, are you talking about
backed
like
up to the-
independent front suspension, or are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying, people that like take these Baja vehicles or even ATVs that.
What's up with
Climb
the, what's
these
up with the
freaking
fucking
mountains.
people that are squatting?
Oh, the
Oh,
fucking
that's
bulldog.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
you're talking
bulldog,
about
yeah.
the
The
Placoline,
bulldog.
The,
what
uh,
is
Placoline.
that?
It's
Invisible
bull
trailer?
crap. It's
That
bull
is
crap.
some, that is some dumb looking shit. Have you seen that?
So there's a
Dude, have I seen that?
there's actually
Dude, that actually makes me like physically angry.
Yeah, it does.
I
too.
see that.
there's
shit-
actually a thing for it that says that it's called the Placoline, and that 90-something% of the people that have their truck like that are meth heads.
I believe it.
It's crazy.
Well, y'all were talking about spinning rims in high school, and I appreciate y'all fuckers making me feel old because the only
had the Dayton
spinning
84
the only
spokes or whatever.
the only spinning rims we had in high school when I went to high school was if you slammed on the brakes too fucking hard and the hubcaps
That
rolled
hubcap
off.
rolled off.
Yeah, and went spinning down the road.
Dude, I was not in
year?
the-
What year did you go to high school?
I graduated in 1989.
89.
Yeah.
You're way younger than my dad.
98 right here. But I'm not
I
in the...
went 98 was
Yeah,
my
98.
senior year. 98.
05.
So
Oh
Fuck.
Jesus, you're a baby.
I am the oldest bitch here.
33.
I don't like spinning.
I'm still the best looking though.
So you turned 40 this
and
year?
you're also my favorite.
March
so
19th.
Maybe you got to
Well,
think
happy-
for old guys.
Happy 40. Happy 40.
40 ounces.
Yeah.
40.
That's awesome.
Hey, I'll be 50 in November.
Will you?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep.
Well, happy 50th in November. We'll have a brouhaha.
Yeah.
So yeah, I grew up in a racing family, so spinner rims and all that bullshit was nothing. I like Krager rims and all that on a race car. Like
I like the Krager
we
soft
raced in
eights.
Bronson,
Mag
so
wheels, mag
quarter
wheels.
miles, circle track.
Back in my day, I grew up in a racer family too. We raced moonshine through the mountains.
Like the Kennedys. Didn't they do that or something?
One of those families.
One
did,
of those, yeah.
Those guys are like American royalty.
Oh, hey,
Kennedys,
hey.
man.
Speaking of
QAnon.
QAnon.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
What?
shit.
Speaking of
shit.
Kennedy-
John
Kennedys.
F. Kennedy Jr.
Yep. Have you?
I don't know the
Wh-
news. I just know that.
No, but what do you think?
We touched on this last time.
it
Thank you, Shane.
out of all of
job,
the
Shane.
other
You're
crazy stuff
You were
about
hired.
aliens
I
wanna hear what
and
he
secret
says.
societies and adrenochrome and tunnels and deep underground military bases and whatever else,
Right.
John F. Kennedy Jr. still being alive is so plausible or believable compared to the other
Well,
stuff that
have
is
you-
probably true.
Well, have you seen that guy? What's his name? Steve. He's at all the Trump rallies. He's,
what they're saying? There's a guy that's
that
there
looks,
that's
looks like
a different identity of him.
yeah.
It makes
and,
total sense.
and that there's a woman with him that
it makes
looks
sense that you fake your
like Junior's
death.
wife.
You've seen the movie
Carolyn.
Eraser, right?
Oh,
Have
yeah,
you seen
exactly.
the movie Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Are we talking about clones again?
No, we're talking about.
No, he uses clones-ish, where he'll take like a
Yeah,
dead
but-
body,
but-
put it in the house that looks like you, similar dental records,
Dude,
and then they'll burn the house
but to
down.
bring
So,
everybody
Okay,
up-
now we're talking about
Dude.
Tupac.
But wait, to bring everybody
so
up to
for
speed.
John F.
No,
Kennedy,
hold on.
Dude, I
hold
wish
on.
they
legit
Hold on.
high-profile
Wait,
person that yes, they
to
can probably
bring
keep
to
him
bring
alive.
everybody up
Yeah.
to speed.
In the movie Eraser, when they kill the
Look
guy,
at the trailer of
with
the movie Eraser and you'll
staple
understand.
when they kill the guy with the staple gun.
Railgun?
Yeah, that is one of the. No, it's a staple gun. It was a staple gun.
All right, well then they must have a staple gun that you use that's a little silver, and then they have a rail gun, which is like part of the like main plot of the movie, which is like a speed of light type. Depleted
I
uranium
understand
shell.
what a
Which
rail gun
railguns do exist?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but no,
but not handheld.
this is
They're
that
on
we know of.
battleships. Yeah.
This is a staple gun.
Persian
But
Gulf.
it's a
I
construction
forgot what
level.
we were talking about. Why do we get into this?
The eraser.
We're talking about JFK Jr.
Is he alive or
JFK
not?
Jr.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wait. That we need to bring everybody in
I'll
up
pause.
to speed
I'll
on
pause
that.
and relax.
That we're talking about.
I know how to trigger him.
I don't
There
know.
was a video of who was the video of? It was a Kennedy. It was like Kennedy's son or some shit.
Yeah.
Robert
It was
Kennedy's son.
Junior, right?
It
John
was like
Jr.
Robert Kennedy's son that
There's Robert Kennedy and
they
there's John
said
Kennedy.
like, what the fuck did they do? Scratch your nose if JFK Jr. is still alive, and he did, or something like that. So now everybody thinks that JFK Jr. is still alive. That's the deal.
There's more to it than that.
Is there?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
like,
what?
well, QAnon, right? Like, if you look at Washington from above,
Shane, you're up.
the JFK Memorial is a giant Q.
Yep.
What?
So I mean, it all kind of makes sense. Yeah, if you go look at Google Maps, or if you go to my website, I have a link at the very top of
What's
my
your
menu
website?
that says Q. It's Borah.us,
Borah.us.
BORAH.us. But anyway, if you go to that, at the very top of it on the menu has a Q, and if you link to that, it's the Google Map image of. I think that's where I put it too.
I'm pulling it right
Of JFK's memorial site in near the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, I believe, in Washington. I think that's what I have it set to. Is Google Maps. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to do with Q that has to do with JFK, and it's the very believable thing compared to all the other stuff that has been sort of proven true. That's very crazy, in logical speaking.
It's a very nice
Exactly.
website.
It's a theme. It took me about 10 minutes to install. I've used it a bunch of times on a bunch of websites, but thank you.
You should make my website because mine sucks.
Yeah, but you have Squarespace for your RSS.
No. Hey, Nick, because I'm very closely associated with you. I don't really.
You should
want
look
to
at some
be,
of the T-shirts I have
I don't.
available
I
on
don't
my
want
website.
the
I'm
CIA
shocked.
to be like watching me all the time.
Helicopters.
Dude, the helicopter was already here tonight. We're all
See,
right now.
no, think about it this way, right? If that's what happens when I'm around regular people, like on the podcast, there's helicopters flying around. Think about all the weird shit that happens to me when I'm alone. How
I don't
crazy
wanna
that is on
think
my
about
psyche.
that.
And then when I tell people, "Hey, man, this is weird shit,"
That's a new
and
podcast
I
right
grant,
there.
I granted, I get it, it's weird, but I feel like it's real because this is what happened. I took a video of it. You want to watch a video? And they're like, "You're crazy. You know, go to a mental institution." And I'm like, "Oh God, I can't tell people."
I'm not going to tell you to go to a mental institution. I just don't want the CIA to be just like hunting me down because I'm actually part of your system.
Yeah, but I'm not doing
Although
anything wrong, man.
it's
I'm
really
like,
cool. Like it's really
Matt,
cool.
Matt.
I'm just learning and speaking.
After 30 seconds, they'd be like, "Oh, fuck this guy. Yeah, he's good.
He's half Sasquatch.
He's passed out in the bushes. He's good."
Okay, I did hear about Sasquatch, right? That back when Mount St. Helens blew in the 1980, I think, there was like a dispatch of like military people that had to go search the mountain, and they found a bunch of dead Sasquatches and like half burnt.
Yes.
Yeah,
I heard
they had
about
to be
that.
quiet about it.
What?
They're secret because you got to protect the wildlife if they come out as being real. But apparently, there's a bunch of guys that had to like search the stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, we found Sasquatch. Put him in a big pile. We burned him." Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yep.
We should do a fucking podcast in
Sasquatch is
the woods
probably
where
real.
Sasquatch might show up.
Dude,
They might live in
what
San
about-
Velasco right next to it.
Let's go.
do you have any theories on missing 411? Missing 411, David Politis, about people disappearing in national forests and national parks where like a 2-year-old would go missing and then show up on a cliff that they couldn't even climb.
I have not heard
So
about
if
this.
that
Yeah.
happens, I don't think it to I can't see
Well,
it.
some of them had said that a wild person that looked like a bear took care of them.
Yeah. Okay. So
So-
I could see a Bigfoot being compassionate and being
Yeah.
like, this kid's lost and have his family. I'm gonna take care of it for a little bit and then leave him in a spot where they know they're gonna get found
Right.
or whatever. Because every story I've heard about Bigfoots and everything is that they've never been harmful to human beings. They've always like helped people in some sense.
Yeah.
So like I can't see them hurting.
Fucking-
someone.
Well, when I was a kid watching,
it's Harry and the Hendersons.
yeah. Well, when I was a kid watching,
That's a
like
classic.
In Search
Yeah,
of and
exactly.
stuff, you've heard of these. I mean, there are stories about like groups of big feet
They have
attacking
a mama, a
cabins.
dad,
and
Is that what they
grandma,
call 'em?
grandpa, and a
Big
baby.
feet or
I
big-
mean, you
big
got to
foots?
think Bigfootses.
Bigfoots.
Big feetses?
Bigfoots.
Sasquatches?
I think Bigfoots would be correct.
Mats?
Squatches.
A bunch of
I don't know.
Bigfoots.
Squatches.
Matt
Squatches.
Pieces.
A Yetis. A bunch
But,
of Yeti. Maybe Yeti is like octopi.
Yeah,
Yeti.
sure.
A bunch of Yeti
Yeah.
eyes.
That works.
Octopi are amazing creatures.
Yes.
They might be alien.
Yeah.
Did you know that cannabis is alien to this planet?
What?
Yo, bro. How many other plants do you know of that are like male and then female? Name one. None.
I have no idea.
They're all the other plants are male and female on the same plant.
What? Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
don't
Name
know.
any other plant where there's one that grows
I
a fucking
haven't-
pollen sac
I-
and the other one grows buds or flowers. Every other plant you've ever seen grows. It's one plant.
It's asexual.
There's no male
Yeah,
this
it's
and
a
female
asexual
that.
plant,
yeah.
So cannabis, right, in the Ethiopian or whatever, like canna is dog, right, in Latin,
Okay.
right? So cannabis came from the Romans or whatever, went to Ethiopia, and they had this tribe there that's like, oh yeah, this two-dog star, which is Sirius A and Sirius B, Sirius star system, cannabis, two-dog star. This plant came from the people that came down to Earth and from the two-dog star, from Sirius A and Sirius B.
So you're saying
So and
aliens-
in the fossil record,
aliens
like if
gave
you
us
look up,
weed.
If you look up ferns or whatever that have been around millions of years, you can see ferns evolve from this type of fern to start, then it splits into this type, and now it's two different ones.
But
whatever.
you're saying
marijuana
aliens
just
gave us
shows
weed.
up. 6,000-10,000 years ago, whatever. It just shows up in the fossil
Aliens.
record of like it's never been here.
Yeah,
So,
but-
wow, now it's here.
Yeah, but isn't
So
that,
it's like a seed came from somewhere else, came to Earth, and just started
Aliens
growing. It
gave
didn't,
us
yeah,
it
but
didn't evolve.
no matter what, is
Okay.
that evolution though? Because I mean, humans, we started off
everything
as,
else you can trace back, sort of, right? Like you can see, okay, it started. We have a fossil of it now, and then we look back, and it used to be this, used to be that. Marijuana, cannabis just doesn't exist, and then one day it just exists, like at the six or $10,000 year mark.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's male and female. What other one do you know that's male and female? There's none. That has two different types of the same plant. They're all male and female on the same plant. You put two next to each other, and they're pollinating each other. Males,
You mean on another planet?
on any other? Well, no, on any other plant. Hibiscus.
But I mean,
flower,
as far as here, you could talk about seahorses. You can talk about frogs. You can talk about all kinds of stuff that
I'm saying there's
can
no other
evolutionize,
plant. There's no
switch
other
their
plant
sex.
on Earth.
They're
that
asexual
that
or
you go to
whatever.
the store and buy, and you're like, oh, you want a male plant or you want a female plant of this?
Yeah.
Every other plant you buy is always female.
Yeah.
I mean, it's both. Like marijuana is the only plant that's like male and female. They're two different types of plants. Same plant, but they do two different things.
Yep.
Every other plant has pollen and flowers on the same plant, or fruit, or whatever.
Back in the day when I never thought about that.
It's weird, right?
It's weird, bro. Yo.
We've been drinking a lot of whiskey.
Yeah, man.
This is delicious.
Different kinds.
Matt, how
It's
you
great.
doing over there?
Doing good.
Yeah.
When are you gonna jump in the pool?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm no good.
Or another meme.
Nah, I'm not going in the pool tonight.
If I beat you in a game of darts, will you jump in the pool?
Ooh.
Well, you would probably beat me in the game of darts,
I
and I'm still probably not going to jump in the pool tonight.
Can we still play darts?
No, because I'm going to probably
Hit the light bulb?
like stab Katie with a dart.
That's
You
probably
can tell her to
that's
move.
probably true. That's probably true. Well, gentlemen, how are we all feeling?
I feel great.
I need another drink.
Let's,
I have not
dude,
tried
I
the
am
screwball
toasted.
yet.
Let's dig another rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's think of something
So-
fucking
What do you got,
crazy.
Dave?
Well, we didn't finish QAnon. We didn't finish aliens. We didn't finish ghosts. We didn't finish.
Oh my god,
I know
dude!
it's
Have
like
you seen
weird-
that footage of the ghost at
Christmas past?
No, there was a ghost of a little girl taken out of cemetery.
Talking about
In-
the 17-year-old ghost. or
No,
whatever?
it was a little girl. It was in Argentina, I think it was, and they had there's this little boy or this teenager who had died, and his parents were finding that his grave was getting vandalized at night, so they put a security camera out up there, and they caught an image of a little girl, and then they investigated it, and
She was
a
going
parent
over
came forward
and meeting
yep,
and like,
helping him
yeah.
get to the other side. So
Yeah.
it was like a full body apparition. It was
Yep.
crazy looking.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 screenshots of
Have
it.
you?
Yeah.
And Matt and Nick have both searched for ghosts with electronics that are supposed to document them.
And the
somehow.
next time you go
What
out,
is
I
what
wanna
is the
go.
most evidence you've been able to collect on something, have you
we
been
had
able
like
to
a-
document something,
We
or
had
have
a
you not?
we had a weird ball of light at one point.
And how would you document that? Not on audio. You'd have to have it on video. Or
It was
something?
on video.
Yeah.
It was on video. We
Yeah,
documented.
the orb was definitely on video.
And then
Just
we caught
imagine,
some-
Can you guys imagine what you would see if you took me somewhere?
I think the audio stuff we got was probably the best. You know.
Disembodied voices.
Yeah.
So
For me, it was the most exciting thing was Nick and I were standing at the end of the hallway at the end of Death Row at Green Cove Springs, and like there was like the girls that were out there in like the in the cells, and Nick and I were standing there, and I'm just tired. I'm just ready to go home. This was really late at night.
Because he went into it totally skeptical, kind of like, yeah, I'm not really sure about all this.
nah, you gotta
you know.
believe.
But then, so Nick and I are standing next to each other, and all of a sudden, I felt like a hand, like, grab my right wrist. And Nick is standing on my right side, so he's only like 4 or 6 inches away from me. And so I feel this hand grab my wrist. And I look down, and I'm just like, dude, Nick, something is grabbing me.
He was a little shook. He was like, whoa.
I can't
Holy
wait-
shit.
I can't wait to do this in October.
Well,
So-
yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna try to get out there and actually record a show there.
So Nick actually like grabs.
Can I bring
like,
my friend that's a poltergeist?
Yes.
So Nick
Well,
actually
yes.
grabs a
I'm
device.
kidding. I'm kidding. It's all right. I'm not that weird. I'm weird, but not.
No, I was
not that
I was
weird.
interested. I wasn't looking
Yeah.
at you weird.
I wanted to be on that show, whether I was on the podcast or not.
Hell yeah. Lay it out there.
So Nick he grabs a device called the Melmeter.
Is that the thing that you put Slimer in when you want to capture him?
No, that's the.
Man, you want me to talk or not?
I'm
that's the
sorry. I'm
trap.
sorry. I was getting
That's
ahead
the
of you.
ecto trapper.
You have one?
No,
Oh.
We can make
we use the Melmeter, which is it tests for like temperature and energy spikes and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yep.
So
And so I tell Nick that like something's grabbing my arm. Like it really felt like somebody was grabbing my wrist, and it was really weird. And so he puts a Melmeter on me, and it spiked up like super high, and it felt like it was like going up my arm, like trying to hold me, and then it just disappeared. It just like vanished, and
and after that, he was like, "Oh yeah, we need to do some more of this."
Well, that's the way it's going to happen because they
were
have
kinda
they have
hooked.
to use so much energy to manifest themselves.
yeah.
So
And
that's why it lasts only a short period of time.
It seriously like it sent goosebumps on my entire body. Like,
It was wild.
like
it
head
was
to
cool.
toe.
So I have something with that. So I actually got friends with some friends of mine, and come to find out that distant, long time ago, that I'm actually related to them, and through family tree stuff. But so I'm on their property, and their parents bought some other property and built a house. So they moved into that and left us with the other property, the Carlton farm property. Everybody that doesn't know, my last name's Carlton, so I was intrigued. But so it's roughly about 80 acres worth of property, and so we lived in this farmhouse, the Carlton farmhouse, and so there was instances back in the past where something had bothered people.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually was in there, and every time I was 20 at the time, everybody else was 21. They went out to the club, and so I was like, all right, well, I'll just jump in bed, go to sleep,
Yeah.
get some rest before they come back, and party it up after the clubs close. And so I'm sitting there in bed, and I look, and there was a shadowy figure on the doorway down this hallway. And all of a sudden you hear the footsteps go down the doorway. So I was like, the only other person that was in the house was a stepbrother or whatever that of my relation. and I was like, "Hey, Mike, what are you doing?" And he was like, "Dude, I'm trying to sleep in the next bedroom." And so I got up and investigated. Nothing. So then that's when I found out that apparently 3 generations before the father or grandfather over there at that time hung himself in the attic. So ever since then, there was another time where, a friend of mine went and made some ramen noodles because that's everybody's party freaking food back in the day. And we fought over the juice. So we ran into the kitchen and all the drawers were pulled out. All the cabinets were open. And we're like, dude, what was you searching for? He's like, I didn't do anything. When we went back, they were all closed. So we're like, that's when he said, hey, my great-great-grandfather or whatever hung himself in the attic because the farm wasn't doing good and blah, 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 and, So, and then that's when I finally said, okay, you're Carlton, I'm Carlton, let's do this family tree thing. And come to find out, 3 brothers came over from England or whatever. One went north, one stayed in the middle states, and one went south. I'm from the south. They're from the middle states.
That's
so
wild.
It's crazy.
It's a small world.
So
man.
that's why I'm saying next time y'all go out, I want to be a part because I'm into that stuff.
We don't really go out these days anymore. I mean, we're kind of more focused on just doing this and whatnot. But
No, but we have to go. Okay, the ghosts don't live here, right?
well, no.
As far as we know, they would have disclosed that when you bought this place.
What we were
go where the
talking
ghosts
about,
are.
what we were talking about doing was actually recording a podcast at this jail that we used to frequent, and
Yeah,
kind of everybody
through it for 2 hours.
everybody sit in a different part of the jail. And,
Well,
and-
I'm
and
wondering
we just
since
record.
Just mic
the
everybody up
house
and
that I
walk
was
through as a
in, I
group.
wonder if I can get permission. We
Hey,
can do
that'd be
something
cool.
from that house.
That'd be cool.
Well,
That'd be cool. And yeah, let me know because
I
October.
am very hard
Yeah,
right
the
now.
only thing there's one ghost that we know of in that house. How many people died in that jail?
I don't know.
Probably
yeah.
a lot,
I can
right?
imagine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, over time, it's been there. Like, a lot of people probably died there.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
don't know
Potential for a
about
lot of
y'all, but I
ghosts.
believe in that more than anything else.
Yeah.
Did
I believe in ghosts, although I've never seen or heard or had any ghost experience. Although I have had an experience that I think was like an angel type experience.
I've had many of those in
shit
my lifetime.
that I've had a manifest. I had a sticker, a rolled up plastic sticker, manifest inside my shirt. One in the front and then one in the back. Less than an hour later, that looked like little scrolls, and one said, "We like your smile." It was like a sticker, like a little roll, like a plastic sticker you put on the wall, like an inch or two long, rolled up into into a scroll. I have pictures of it. I talk about a podcast about one of them, talk about a miracle, and then the other one said, so one said, "We like your smile," and the one said, I don't know. I have to look it up. It's on one of my podcasts, but I've had it was weird, right, to go into a gas station and then on my way,
do have
on
a
my
good
way
smile.
in, on my way in. I felt one underneath my shirt after I've already been wearing the shirt an hour, and I reached up and grabbed it. And I'm like, that's weird. What is this? Wow, that's weird.
That's a part of
and
miles.
then when I got into my car, this is when I got out of the store, when I got into my car to drive home, I felt it. And then when I got to my house, I felt one on the back. After I've been wearing the shirt an hour, and I felt another one on my back, and pulled it out, and it said something else, and they looked like 2 little rolled up scrolls.
Damn.
In plastic, and I unrolled them. I could see it was a sticker that had been through the laundry.
It said inspected by QA's 26.
My wife had said, "Oh yeah, that's one of whatever stickers. It came through the laundry." It's just so weird that I had it in my laundry and it was inside my shirt for hours. Didn't feel a thing, and then immediately when I felt it, I pulled it out. Didn't feel anything else, and then I felt another one in the back 5 minutes later when I got home from the gas station, and it was just took pictures. I still have them. I keep them in my little box of my other like little
microchips or
trinkets.
anything?
No, I don't think there's any microchips on it. It was just that was my one experience where I'm like, whoa, that's. And I have a lot of weird shit, man. Like, I don't know.
I know.
It's just weird. And
I've-
I talked
That's
about
why I love you.
I'll pull up the picture in a little bit.
Awesome.
I'll find it.
And
I've had,
again,
like-
going back from what we talked about earlier, is that just what we think is ghosts is actually somebody from another dimension just popping in?
It's very
and out?
possible.
Well,
It's
let
very
me
possible.
tell you a story. All right, I've
Shoot.
had 6 or more paranormal experiences with ghosts and sightings and stuff like that. But the one that sticks out the most is I got to set the story up. So I was dating and living with a stripper who was a practice.
I knew I liked you, Carl.
She was a.
I knew I liked you
Hold on.
from the moment I laid eyes on you.
Dude, you actually just like took all the words out of my mouth.
And she was a practicing Wiccan. Okay, she was
Oh, nice.
a white witch. All right. So we lived together for quite some time. We lived in this little.
Yeah, you don't let go of that very easily.
No,
There's no practice. If she was a white witch, she was not practicing. She was
well,
all
no. So she was more into nature and but we lived in this river cottage. It was off the river. It was in Fort White, and it had an addition built onto it, but it was old. And like you would sit in the living room, it had different levels, and when you sat in the living room, there was this old door that went down a dark hallway, and the hallway had no lights. Okay, and it had a glass doorknob, so you would sit there and watch TV, and you would feel like somebody was always watching you from that darkness in that hallway.
No, sir.
So when we broke up, okay,
Who dumped who?
I dumped her.
What?
What? All right.
What did she do?
Huh?
What did she do?
She fucking freaked him out.
It better have been goddamn egregious.
It was egregious.
What?
I can't remember. But goddamn it, I was right. Damn it. All right.
Hold
So
on. If it's a guy, it's always egregious. Come
so
on
we
now.
split up, and probably, I don't know, probably couple 3 months later, I met somebody else, and she moved in, but she wasn't a stripper. All right. So after she moved out, because we broke up like probably 6 months after she moved out, I still sensed that. You would see, like there was right across the hallway from the bedroom, there was another bedroom with the light was on. You could see like a shadow go across the floor.
Fuck that.
So
No
never
way.
never knew what it was.
Are you fucking kidding me?
After
one time, that's all that shit would take. Once.
After
Fuck that.
After
Nick's one and done.
Shit.
When I finally lived there by myself, my mother had given me this couch, like when I was dating a stripper. My mother sold like expensive furniture, and this thing was like 8 foot long. It was gold. It was the gaudiest son of a bitch I've ever seen, but it was full of down feathers. It was comfortable.
Yeah.
I called it the Big Bird couch. And I could lay on this couch stretched out, which don't fucking say it. I know that ain't much. Okay. And my dog could lay on the end of it, and I had a big
was a love
Weimaraner.
seat.
So I'm sleeping on the couch one night because I would fall asleep watching TV, and I would turn and face the back of the couch, and I woke up one night, and I couldn't move. I felt like something was wrapped around me,
Like sleep paralysis.
like sleep paralysis.
Right.
But the thing about it was, I felt breast in my back. So I felt like something was holding me,
Dude.
that had breasts,
Dude.
and I couldn't escape it.
That's wild.
And then I just fell asleep. I just dealt with it and fell asleep.
So
And after that, I started missing things in the house. Things would disappear on me. I'd come home, the air condition would be turned off.
do you know?
Or
you know why?
it's crazy
you know,
shit.
do you know why though? Do you know why,
Why?
things were missing and stuff like that? I can explain that. Because something was haunting your house. It was walking around. It was a black shadow. It was presenting itself and all that stuff. And you were still there. So that thing said, fuck it. I might as well steal his shit,
Dude.
too.
Speaking of black shadows,
He's obviously not leaving.
I had a party at my house, the same house.
I hope it wasn't recently.
And it was the
Did
same
you
night.
register it?
The same no, this is pre-COVID. So it was the same night I got so drunk that I was trying to breathe fire, and I ran out of liquor, and so I went inside and grabbed fingernail
tragedy.
polish remover.
Shit.
And drank that and spit fire out everywhere.
What the fuck?
So yeah,
You were trying to get some pussy.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
That is a I'm trying to get some pussy move.
No, that's
No,
trying to,
that's-
I'm trying to get married.
no, that's hey. Anyway,
I'm spitting fire.
I feel like Matt here, but But
You mean a legend?
after everybody left on the party, I went outside and the fire was still going. So I'm like, I've got a lot of trees, so I was just going to sit down and wait till the fire died down. And the fire was just getting to where it is barely casting a shadow, and there was a shadow sitting next to me. Yeah. So, and the hair on the back of my neck stood up, and I'm like, yeah, I guess the fire is good. I'm going to bed. So, yeah.
So I want to ask you something because I'm going to bring this up, and I think this is where my belief come in. Did you ever have like an adult figure that told you a story where they had an experience? Because my mom had an experience where she sat, like her grandmother or whatever sat on the foot of her bed and had a conversation with her for 10-15 minutes, and that got me to kind of believe into ghosts.
When we lived in New Jersey, we lived in this house. Now, this is stories I heard when I was a kid, because I was like 4 or 5. Don't remember much when I was a kid in New Jersey. But they lived in a big blue house that was kind of like a townhouse. Had a straight shot stairs, closet up top. And what I was told is that a gentleman had hung himself at the top of the stairs. So even to this day, and it gets me a little freaked out. Even to this day, I have dreams of that guy. I've never seen it in my life, but I've had dreams of that guy and picture him at the top of those stairs. I mean, as like last month I had this dream. And it's like constant since I was a kid. So yeah, I think sometimes I've opened myself up somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like I'm being attacked, or it's just the veil's been lifted around me. Right. I mean, David probably understands that completely. But I've had weird shit happen to me. Yeah. And it's like, it's a totally different level than David.
Are you looking for it all? Because
No.
the weird stuff that happened to me happened when I would say I kind of looking for it, right?
No,
so if you're poking around weird shit, the weird shit might be like, hey, why are you looking
I don't
at me?
I think it's when your subconscious ties in, because we only use like
10% of our brain or whatever.
A minuscule amount of our brain.
And if I fall asleep listening to binaural beats and certain frequencies and stuff like that, then weird stuff could come find me.
Then you start
talking
about anal beats.
You can look at me crazy, but I astral project at least once a year. So
I don't remember my dreams.
I haven't done it this year, but I accidentally.
October.
Guys, we could keep going like all fucking night. I think
we can't end it yet. We gotta wait. We gotta wait a little bit. Give us like a countdown of
we're 2 hours, bro. We're actually over 2 hours right now. So
can we cut out the weird parts?
Can we do a part 2
I think
next week?
The whole thing was the weird parts.
Matt took up 20 minutes telling 2 fucking stories.
No, it wasn't a story. It was a meme.
I love you, Matt.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of the Porchville podcast. You can email us at porchmail@porchvillepod.com. Thanks again for coming by, Shane. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
David, Carl, Mateo, as always. Thank you, guys. We're out of here. Bye-bye. Yeah. Take care of your mental health.